Hey, Joanna, I just got word from Carl that they are all set in the chambers. All right. At this time, will sergeants please start their recordings?
Testing, testing.
Recording in progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? At this time, will all council members please take their respective seats?
Great. Congratulations on the
Quiet on the floor, please. Quiet on the floor, please.
Good afternoon, and welcome to today's New York City Council stated meeting. At this time, would all panelists please turn on their video? To minimize disruption, please place electronic devices on vibrate or silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation. We are ready to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn all electronic devices to vibrate. Madam Majority Leader.
Good afternoon and welcome to the final stated meeting of December 15th, 2021. I am Majority Leader Lori Cumbo, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. If you would like to follow along, the agenda for today's meeting is posted on our website.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now do roll call.
Adams. Ampry Samuel. Ayala. Barron.
Blessed and present.
Brannan. Brooks Powers. Caban.
Present.
Cabrera.
Present.
Carr. Chin. Cornegie.
Present.
Dharma Diaz. Ruben Diaz. Dinowitz. Drum. Eugene. Felice.
Presente.
Gennaro. Gibson. Brooks Powers. Jonai.
Present.
Gordenchik. Holden. Kalos. Koo. Kozlowitz. Lander. Levin. Levine. Lewis. Mizell. Menchaca.
Presente.
Miller. Moya.
Present.
Carr. Perkins. Powers. Reynoso.
Present.
Riley.
Present.
Rivera. Rodriguez. Rose. Rosenthal. Salamanca.
Present.
Traeger. Ulrich. Vallone. Levin. Gennaro.
Here.
Van Bramer. Vernikoff. Vernikoff. Thank you. Yeager. Borelli. Cumbo.
Present.
Speaker Johnson.
We have a quorum. We will now have today's invocation, which will be delivered by the Reverend Mark Urson, who's been waiting very patiently, pastor and spiritual leader at St. John's Lutheran Church, located at 81 Christopher Street in Manhattan. We are so happy to welcome you here today to the New York City Council. Once again.
All rise.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader, Mr. Speaker, members of City Council. Whether on screen or in this chamber, it's always a blessing and an honor to be with you. The days are growing shorter still. For too many, the long nights are not only seen with their eyes, but felt in their spirits. In the midst of celebrating festivals of light and of awaiting the birth of new light, we strive and struggle to audaciously hold on to hope for our own good and for the greater good. And so we pray. Creator of light, who renews and sustains the light within us, shine on and in us this day. Illumine right paths with your wisdom. Warm the cold corners where suffering hides. We especially remember those who have died this past year and those who continue to mourn the loss of that light in their lives. We also walk with those traversing dark valleys brought on by last week's devastating storms. Inspire us also to look back at the year with thanksgiving. In the midst of our gratitude, we give thanks for those in this chamber whose terms are coming to an end, who have selflessly served, who have worked tirelessly to shine lights of reform and recovery for the sake of this city and her people. Bless and guide them in their new chapters and adventures. For those who continue, refresh them and prepare those who will begin their terms of service in the new year. Now we pray, bless this time. Open hearts and minds to the light that will lead to decisions that shine with justice for all, with mercy for those in need, with courage to stand with the powerless, and with the spirit that brings people together in community. In the name of peace and with great joy we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Reverend Urson, for that very timely and appropriate prayer as we are coming to the culmination of an incredible year. I would now like to ask Speaker Corey Johnson to spread the invocation onto the record.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. I want to thank, of course, Reverend Mark E. Urson for being with us once again today. It is an honor to have you here, and we thank you for all the times you have joined us at the New York City Council. It's appropriate that you're here at the final stated meeting of this council. A native New Yorker born in Staten Island, Reverend Mark Urson has served as pastor at St. John's in my district since 2011. Since then, he has done so much good for the West Village and the LGBTQ community, including helping homeless LGBTQ youth. Many young people have families that have shunned them for coming out. They need people like Reverend Mark Urson to lift them up and remind them of how truly perfect they are. Reverend Urson has given back to our city in so many ways, including as a teacher, a theater artist, and an advocate for our most vulnerable and I am really grateful that we have him as a leader in our community, and I am honored that you are here today. You've joined us many times, but I'm really honored that you're here today. I make a motion for unanimous consent that the invocation be spread in full upon the record.
Thank you so much, Speaker Johnson. We will now have the adoption of minutes by Councilmember Mark Jonai.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I make a motion that the minutes of the stated meeting of November 23rd, 2021 be adopted as printed.
Thank you so much. We will now have messages and papers from the mayor.
Pre-considered M 358, submission of Gail Nairwith for appointment to the Board of Health.
Rules, privileges, and elections.
Communication from city, county, and borough offices.
Pre-considered M's 359 and 360, budget modifications.
Finance.
Petition and communications.
None.
Land use call-ups.
M 361, 415 Madison Avenue.
Coupled on a call-up vote. At this time, I ask the clerk to take a roll call vote on today's land use call-up. Again, we're just voting on land use call-ups at this time.
Adams. Councilmember Adams votes aye. Ampry Samuel. Councilmember Ampry Samuel votes aye. Ayala. Councilmember Ayala votes aye. Barron.
I vote aye. And is this the time where I can ask for permission for unanimous consent to vote on all items, or is that later?
Yes, it is.
This is now, okay. I ask for a unanimous consent to vote on all land use call-ups and general calendar items.
Permission granted.
Thank you. I vote aye on all with the exception of 918 and 919 and the accompanying resolutions, and I vote aye on all the other items. That's a no on 918 and 919, and aye on all other items. And you may know that I don't generally do this, and I'm normally here to the end, but we are acknowledging the fact that Charles's mother, Daisy Barron, has passed. She was 96 years old, and she has made her transition. And I just want to say to the body that it's been an honor to serve with you these past 8 years representing Starrett City, East New York, Brownsville, Canarsie, and I took it as a responsibility for all of those African Americans who have been enslaved, to represent them to the best of my ability, to cast my votes to honor them. And if I've been successful in that, I'm happy. And if there's been any glory in that, all of the glory goes to God. And I'm confident that the new body that will be serving will do a great job, a fantastic job. And I'm also pleased that Councilmember Charles Barron will be returning and will continue the fight that he launched to have free tuition restored to CUNY. So with that, I give you all my blessings and wish you all well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Barron, and our condolences to you and to Councilmember-elect Charles Barron. And it has been an honor to serve with you, and you have certainly been the voice of consciousness in this body. We will miss you, and we thank you for your service.
I appreciate all my love to all of you. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Councilmember Brannan. Councilmember Brannan votes aye. Councilmember Brooks Powers. Councilmember Brooks Powers votes aye. Caban.
Aye.
Cabrera.
Aye.
Carr. Councilmember Carr votes aye. Chin. Councilmember Chin votes aye. Cornegy.
Aye.
Councilmember Cornegy. Thank you, sir. Councilmember Dharma Diaz. Councilmember Dharma Diaz votes aye. Councilmember Ruben Diaz. Dinowitz. Councilmember Dinowitz votes aye. Drum. Eugene. Councilmember Eugene votes aye. Felice. He's not here. Gennaro.
Aye.
Gibson. Councilmember Gibson votes aye. Jonai.
I vote aye.
Grodenchik. Councilmember Grodenchik votes aye. Holden. Councilmember Holden votes aye. Kalos.
Aye.
Koo. Councilmember Koo votes aye. Kozlowitz. Councilmember Kozlowitz votes aye. Lander. Councilmember Lander votes aye. Levin. Councilmember Levin votes aye. Levine. Aye. Councilmember Levine votes aye. Lewis. Councilmember Lewis votes aye. Mizell. Yes. Councilmember Mizell votes yes. Menchaca.
Aye.
Miller. Yes. Councilmember Miller votes yes. Moya.
I vote aye.
Perkins. Powers. Councilmember Powers votes aye. Reynoso.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Riley.
Majority Leader, may I have permission to vote on all land use call-ups and general orders, please?
Seeing no objections, permission granted.
Thank you, Majority Leader. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you for an amazing year. I started off in January, and you all have been a blessing to my journey as an elected official. I've stayed back and watched you all and learned so much from you, and I hope to carry out your legacy moving forward for the next 8 years. God bless you all and the endeavors that you will take on moving forward, and I vote aye on all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rivera. Councilmember Rivera votes aye. Rodriguez. Councilmember Rodriguez, would you kindly use we're going to get a microphone to you. Thank you.
I would like permission to vote in all general calendar.
You're leaving us?
Is that yes?
Seeing no objections?
Before I do that, I would like to say thank you to all the colleagues. 12 years, Margaret. 12 years. And we did it. We don't have to see things eye to eye. But one thing that I know is that this is the most progressive class that we have in the history of New York City Council. 12 years moving a lot of agenda that we saw impossible in the past. And also, we have learned how to build consensus. We have learned that we don't have to agree on everything, but we respect each other. I know that the next class coming will be even more progressive than us. And progressive not because that's cool to be called progressive. People that have been raised fighting for social justice. So it has been a great honor, es un honor haber estado sirviendo como un inmigrante de lavar platos, taxiar, trabajar en factoría, ir a la universidad y ser un ejemplo de esperanza para todos. Thank you, Speaker, for your leadership and your support. And with that, I vote aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Rose? Councilmember Rose votes aye. Rosenthal? Councilmember Rosenthal? Thank you. Councilmember Salamanca?
I vote aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Traeger? Councilmember Traeger votes aye. Ulrich? Councilmember Ulrich votes yes. Vallone? Van Bramer? Councilmember Van Bramer votes aye. Vernikov? Councilmember Vernikov votes aye. Yeager? Councilmember Yeager votes aye. Borelli? Minority Leader Borelli votes aye. Cumbo?
I vote aye.
Majority Leader Cumbo votes aye. Oh, and Speaker Johnson? Thank you. Speaker Johnson. Oh.
Okay. All land use call-ups were adopted in the affirmative in a vote of 46 in the affirmative, 0 negative, and 0 abstentions. We will now have communication from Speaker Corey Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's stated meeting, the last stated meeting of this City Council's legislative session. As I usually do, I want to remind all members that masks are required to be worn throughout the stated, even when speaking. Today we're voting on 28 bills and 13 resolutions. Among the bills is one to ban the use of gas in new buildings, helping us transition to a greener future. This legislation is part of our efforts to protect our environment and to reach carbon neutrality by the year 2050. Also, as prepared food is a growing part of New Yorkers' diets, this afternoon we're voting on a bill to require added sugar notifications in the menu of chain restaurants, and we're voting on several rezonings, including the Soho NoHo neighborhood plan. Before we go any further, I want to wish you, your family, and friends a very happy holiday season. I want to congratulate the amazing New York City Football Club for winning the 2021 Major League Soccer Cup. This is their first MLS championship in the club's history, so congratulations to NYCFC. And as we head into the winter holidays and into the winter months, I want to remind everyone to be vigilant as we continue to battle COVID-19. The death toll in the United States is about to reach another tragic milestone. We are close to reaching 800,000 deaths from COVID-19 in our country. And 75% of those have died, approximately 600,000, were 65 years or older. As of December 14th, we have lost 34,922 New Yorkers to COVID. I hope that you and your families stay safe and well. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge other important losses in our city. I'm sad to say that we have had another death from 9/11 related illnesses. We mourn the death of retired NYPD detective Terrence Terry Mulvey. Retired Detective Mulvey died on December 1st at 62 years of age. I also want to remember those who lost their lives on the job. Yesterday, delivery worker Fadul Moose was shot and killed by an armed robber. He was working inside of a deli in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, when he was killed. He was 20 years old. And on December 10th, we lost Diego Rodriguez Celi. Diego was a window washer who was working on a high-rise building in Brooklyn when he tragically fell to his death. He was 34 years old. This weekend, we had devastating news as several tornadoes ripped through parts of Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee, killing more than 70 people. The tornadoes killed several people working the Friday night shift at the candle factory in Mayfield, Kentucky, and at least 6 at an Amazon warehouse in Illinois. I want to take this moment to send our deepest condolences to the families and friends of those killed. And yesterday we marked the 9-year anniversary of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. We are still grieving for the 20 children and 6 educators whose lives were taken away from their families and friends. Sandy Hook was one of the deadliest school shootings in our nation's history. But as we work to reform our gun laws, school shootings like the recent one in Michigan continue. So if we could please rise and have a moment of silence for all of those that we have lost. Thank you. Before we jump into our docket for the day, I want to wish the best to Nadia Johnson, a senior policy analyst who is leaving the City Council. We thank her for her many contributions to our efforts to create and implement meaningful food policy and to encourage a green and sustainable agenda. We wish her luck in her future endeavors. We also want to say goodbye to Rebecca Chasen, the senior counsel in the Finance Division, after 7.5 years in the council. We thank her for her work that she has done on the budget to improve the capital process.
Yay, Rebecca!
Thank you, Rebecca. As well as her work on legislation to help low-income and vulnerable homeowners. Best of luck, Rebecca. Thank you for everything. Today, we're also saying goodbye to Amy Levitin, who has been at the council. She has been at the council for 36 years in the Land Use Division. 36 years. Amy has literally worked. She has literally worked on projects in every neighborhood in New York City and has been an incredible mentor to so many staff members, a trusted advisor to hundreds of council members and speakers. Few people represent the profession of public service as well as Amy does, so I want to thank her for her incredible contributions to our city and to the City Council. Thank you very much, Amy, for everything. We are also bidding farewell to Julie Lubin, the General Counsel in the Land Use Division. Julie has been with the council for 6 years and has worked tirelessly to navigate the complicated legal issues in the world of land use, working on everything from the East Midtown rezoning to the creation of MIH to the closure of Rikers Island. Julie has been incredible. Is she with us? Is she in here? Is she upstairs? Julie, thank you so much. A big round of applause for Julie as well. And last, but certainly not least, I want to extend my warmest wishes and my deep, deep gratitude for someone who each one of us know. I want to thank LaTanya McKinney, the director of the City Council's Finance Division, who is leaving the council after 23 years of service. 23 years. LaTanya started at the City Council in 1998 and has worked under 5 speakers. She has held nearly every position within the Finance Division, starting as an analyst and working her way up to director, a position she has held for the past 8 years. LaTanya has helped every single one of us individually in this room with our budget priorities and our discretionary allocations. She has also helped the entire body and our city immensely by ensuring that we pass a fair, balanced, equitable, and responsible budget every single year. LaTanya, the City Council is deeply grateful for your 23 years of service. Thank you for everything you have done, and we will miss you.
You go, girl! You go, LaTanya! Yes, LaTanya! Get it, girl! You even got a hug from Jason.
This is my last stated meeting as Speaker of the New York City Council. Nearly 8 years ago, I raised my hand and took the oath of office to serve as council member for District 3. And 4 years ago, I had the incredible honor as being elected as Speaker of this body. The opportunity to work alongside each of you on behalf of our neighborhoods and the city's most vulnerable has been one of the most unbelievable experiences of my life. At this point, I'm sure you all have heard me use a motto that I learned from my mom: do the most good for the people who need it the most. That's the creed that I have tried to live by and that I've used to shape the work that we have all done together to uplift our communities, to help the most vulnerable. And the past 4 years haven't always made that easy for us. In fact, we have faced unprecedented challenges, from the threats posed by the Trump administration to the COVID-19 global pandemic to the horrific murder of George Floyd and the worldwide reckoning of racial injustice that followed. Despite those challenges, and sometimes because of them, we strove every day to address the historic circumstances facing our beloved city. The council passed a record-breaking, the most number in a single session, a record-breaking 719 bills over the last 4 years. And many of those initiatives that we advanced, like the Open Streets Plan, outdoor dining, the Streets Master Plan, will transform everyday life in this city for years to come. The Climate Mobilization Act, ending qualified immunities, creating homeless set-asides, increasing voucher rates, tackling some of the biggest issues facing not just New York, but the issues that our country and our world face. And still others, the Let's Go and Securing Our Future reports, charting a roadmap for our city's future. We weren't afraid to take bold action to significantly reduce carbon emissions and to ensure that Rikers Island eventually closes. We fought for the most vulnerable with fair fares and changed the conversation around our city's streets. We even convinced the mayor to put a bike lane on the Brooklyn Bridge, which is really a win for the thousands of people who walk across that bridge every single day. And in addition to these large accomplishments that have changed the entire city of New York for decades to come, we have also, each one of us, dedicated ourselves to serving our districts and our constituents, the people that sent us here. We help them with problems ranging from overflowing waste baskets and traffic congestion to helping our unsheltered neighbors and navigating bureaucratic red tape. Together, we built and maintained tens of thousands of units of affordable housing for our neighborhoods and fought for our beloved small businesses. But we also stood in the streets with seniors being harassed out of their lifelong homes. We built and renovated schools, community centers, and parks that will stand for generations. We also danced with our neighbors in those parks at block parties. I am so proud of everything that we have been able to accomplish together for our districts and our city. It has been the privilege of a lifetime to serve as Speaker of the City Council, and I am humbled by the work that we have done collectively together. I will always cherish the friendships that I have made here, and I am grateful for your support over the years. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the hundreds of staff members, hundreds, both here and in our district offices across the city. Now, I can't name all of the folks that have served here at the council, and I'm just going to name a few, and if I don't name you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. But I want to, first of all, thank the Chief of Staff for the City Council, Jason Goldman, for everything that he has done over the last 4 years. I want to thank Jason. I want to thank someone that everyone knows in this building, Miss Cecile Scott, who takes care of us all. She is the best. I love her immensely. One of my favorite human beings on this planet is Cecile Scott. I want to thank someone who's been with me almost every day the last 4 years and almost the last 8 years. I want to thank Sean Coughlin, who has been by my side. I want to thank Ebony Meeks, my Deputy Chief of Staff. Thank you, Ebony, for everything. I want to thank Genevieve Michaels, someone else who has been by my side, an amazing, amazing person. I want to thank Kelly Taylor, my counsel, Jim Karras, my counsel, both of them amazing, amazing people. I want to thank Jeff Baker, our legislative director, who has helped each and every one of us. I want to thank Louis Cholden Brown, who has been with me since the first day I joined this body and is Director of Policy here at the City Council. I want to thank Ed Atkin, and I want to thank Anthony Perez. I want to thank all of them for everything that they have done. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Thank you all. I want to thank for my district office, Matt Green, my district director, who's been with me since day one, Patrice Comerford, Lori Hargier-Rogo, Jordan Finer. I want to thank all of them. They have done hard work day in and day out. So thank you all very much. Nothing that we're doing here today or have done in the past years would be possible without the dedication, passion, and thoughtfulness of the staff that has supported us each and every day. And I know I speak for everyone here when I say to each and every staff member, I want to thank Carl D'Alba as well, man I love. I want to thank Carl. I know I speak for all of us when I say that from the bottom of our hearts, collectively, to every member of the staff here at the City Council, in our district offices, anyone who has helped us, we say thank you. We wish all of you and your families a warm and safe holiday season, and we hope to see you very, very soon. I want to acknowledge that we are joined by two former council members here today. Former council member and now Judge Andy Cohen is with us.
Yay, Andy!
Thank you, Andy. It's great to see you. Eric Dinowitz is doing a great job in your stead. And I want to thank Mark Weprin, our friend as well, who's here. Former council member, former assembly member.
Hollywood!
Barry Grudenchik is still here, Mark. Now on to our agenda for this afternoon. The council will be voting on the following finance items. We're voting on introduction number 2470 to extend the date by which the fiscal 2023 preliminary budget must be released from January 16th, 2022 to February 16th, 2022. We're also voting on a pre-considered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Brad Lander to support, subject to appropriations, future undertakings related to the Taxi Medallion Relief Program. This important program provides much needed debt relief for struggling taxi medallion owners including a guarantee that the city will cover shortfalls in payments on restructured loans. This resolution sets forth the council's support to continue to fund that guarantee if additional money should be required and to continue to help taxi medallion owners. As a reminder, if you would like to vote no or abstain from any of today's resolutions, you can approach the dais, announce your voice vote at the appropriate time, or email the Legislative Documents Unit at the Council. We'll also be voting on a few budget items, including a transparency resolution, an expense budget modification, and a revenue budget modification. The Council will be voting on the following land use items. Soho NoHood Neighborhood Plan will create the special Soho NoHo mixed-use district, apply MIH to the new special district, and replace existing zoning districts with a mix of medium and high-density mixed-use districts. Council members Margaret Chan and Carlina Rivera can share more details about the many improvements to the plan and the investments they have secured as part of this project. Also in Councilmember Chin's district, 250 Water Street will facilitate a new 324-foot tall mixed-use building where 20% of the residential floor area will have 40% AMI affordable apartments. This project will also direct $50 million to the South Street Seaport Museum. We have 175 Park in Councilmember Keith Powers' district, which will facilitate the development of a new 2 million square foot commercial office and hotel tower on the current site of the Grand Hyatt Hotel adjacent to Grand Central Terminal. This project will make hundreds of millions of dollars of investment in transit at Grand Central. We have 3 applications in Councilmember Steve Levins' district. The Special Brooklyn Navy Yard District will establish a new Special Brooklyn Navy Yard District to facilitate the build-out of the Navy Yard's master plan by adding 4.6 million square feet of development over the next 10 to 15 years. River Ring, which will facilitate the development of a proposed waterfront mixed-use development with approximately 1,050 dwelling units. 263 of them are affordable on a vacant site formerly owned by Con Edison, and the construction of approximately 200 units of senior housing. The council modification restores the floor area that can be generated by the piers and platforms. And 79 Quay Street, which will facilitate the development of a new 9-story mixed-use building with approximately 86 dwelling units, up to 22 affordable. The Coney Island Amusement Park project plan, the 3rd amendment to the special process agreement to extend the leases for properties that have suffered as a result of COVID, and Councilor Mark Traeger's district. 103-16 Van Wyck Expressway rezoning will facilitate the development of a new 4-story mixed-use building with 18 dwelling units, 5 affordable, in Councilmember Adrian Adams' district. 160-05 Archer Avenue seeks to establish a curb cut authorization in the special downtown Jamaica district in Councilmember Danique Miller's district. Finally, the Fresh proposal would support the construction of neighborhood grocery stores within underserved neighborhoods across the city. Moving on, the council will be voting today on the following 12 resolutions. The first one from the Committee on Civil and Human Rights from Councilmember Paul Vallone, resolution number 1872, will declare December 8th as Sri Guru Tech Bahadur Ji Day in New York City. We will have 6 resolutions from the Committee on Education. The first is from Councilmember Adrian Adams. Resolution number 561 calls on the Department of Education to provide human trafficking prevention training to public school administrators, teachers, and staff. The other 5 education resolutions are from Councilmember Matthew Eugene. Resolution 204 declares May 4th as New York City Teachers, Educational Administrators, and Education Support Staff Recognition Day. Resolution 205 calls on the New York City Department of Education to include instruction on peaceful conflict resolution as part of its curriculum. Resolution 206 calls on the state to offer swimming lessons and water safety education to all students in public schools. Resolution 207 calls on the New York City Department of Education to add the history of Haiti to its Black History Curriculum Month curriculum. Resolution number 208 calls on the New York City Department of Education to acknowledge the participation of Haitian soldiers in the Siege of Savannah and the impact of the Haitian Revolution on the Louisiana Purchase by adding these events to our social studies curriculum. The next 2 resolutions are from the Committee on Public Housing, and they're sponsored by Councilmember Carlina Rivera. Resolution number 1222 calls upon the United States Congress to pass and the President to sign the Green New Deal for Public Housing Act. Resolution 1201A calls on the Congress to pass and the President to sign the Public Housing Emergency Response Act. Moving on, from the Committee on Public Safety, we're voting on resolution number 1782, presented by the chair of that committee, Councilmember Adrian Adams. The resolution calls upon the state legislature to pass and the governor to sign the Wandering Officers Act. Resolution number 1840, sponsored by Councilmember Ben Kalos from the Committee on Housing and Buildings, calls upon the Committee on Housing and Building, calls upon the state legislature to pass and the governor to sign legislation prohibiting eviction without good cause. Lastly, resolution number 638, sponsored by Councilmember Eugene from the Committee on Health, calls upon the State Department of Health to create isolation centers or units for the treatment of patients with infectious diseases. Moving on, we're voting on two bills from the Committee on Parks. First, introduction number 2462, sponsored by Councilmember Tanik Miller, will officially rename St. Albans Park in Queens to Archie Spigner Park. The second bill from Parks is introduction 2447, a bill to co-name almost 200 thoroughfares and public spaces across the city on requests from all the members of the council. One of the co-namings in my district is Tin Pan Alley on 28th Street between 6th Avenue and Broadway. Tin Pan Alley is often cited as the birthplace of American music for making sheet music available to countless American households. The designation of this row of 5 buildings also represents the diverse history of Tin Pan Alley, acknowledging the harsh realities and racism faced by African Americans at the turn of the 20th century, as well as their achievements and contributions. I want to thank for the staff on these bills and street namings, Chris Sartori and Patrick Mulvihill. Next up, from the Committee on Fire and Emergency Management, introduction number 2430A, sponsored by Councilmember Joe Borelli, completes the most recent revision cycle to the New York City Fire Code. Thank you to Joshua Kingsley and William Hongach. From the Committee on Technology, we have two bills. First, introduction number 2158A, sponsored by Councilmember Steve Levin, would require the Commissioner of the Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications to designate an employee to serve as a Geospatial Information Officer. Next, introduction number 1806A, sponsored by Councilmember Peter Koo, will require an annual report by agencies on algorithmic tools used by city agencies. For these two bills, I want to thank Irene Behovsky. Moving on, introduction number 2020A, sponsored by Councilmember Helen Rosenthal and out of the Committee on Civil and Human Rights, requires that movie theaters provide open caption for at least 1/4 of all showings when a movie is shown 4 or more times. Also sponsored by Councilmember Rosenthal, introduction number 1208B will require ads for any employment position located within New York City to include the minimum and maximum salary offered. I want to thank from the staff for these two bills, Jayasri Ganapathy, Wiam Diori, and Jack Kern. Next, we're voting on 3 bills from the Committee on Governmental Operations. The first is introduction number 2117A, sponsored by Councilmember Keith Powers. This bill will require all mayoral executive orders to be posted online within 1 business day. Next is introduction number 2438A, sponsored by Councilmember Helen Rosenthal, which will require the city's voter guide to be published in the 11 most commonly spoken languages in New York City. The online guide would now include a video statement from each candidate, along with captioning and American Sign Language translation. The third bill from the Committee on Governmental Operations is introduction number 66A, sponsored by Majority Leader Lori Cumbo. The bill would require the mayor to establish a new office for neighborhood safety and the prevention of gun violence. I want to thank for these 3 bills, Nell Beekman, Jesse Fwong, and C.J. Murray. Next, out of the Committee on Women and Gender Equity and sponsored by Councilmember Helen Rosenthal, introduction number 2424B will require the creation of an advisory board to advise the mayor and the council on the issue of street harassment prevention. I want to thank Smita Deshmukh and Nicholas Connell. Next, we're voting on introduction number 2439A from the Committee on Public Safety, sponsored by its chair, Councilmember Adrian Adams. This bill will require the police department to train officers on responding to incidents involving domestic violence, sex crimes, or human trafficking. I want to thank Joshua Kingsley, Robert Calandra, and Matt Thompson. Moving on, we have out of the Committee on General Welfare 2 bills. First, introduction number 2081A, sponsored by Councilmember Francisco Moya. This bill will help make emergency rental assistance grants, also known as one-shot deals, more accessible and improve transparency around the program. Second, introduction number 1358, sponsored by the General Welfare Committee Chair, Councilmember Steve Levin. This bill will require the Administration for Children's Services to report on the use of psychiatric medication by children in its legal custody. I want to thank from the staff for these two bills, Aminta Kilawan and Nicole Bramstedt. Next, we have introduction number 2005, sponsored by Councilmember Farrell Lewis and out of the Committee on Mental Health. This bill will require the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to track and issue a report on the mental health of New Yorkers during the COVID-19 emergency. I want to thank from the staff, Sarah Liss and Christy Dwyer. Next, we have 5 buildings out of the Committee on Housing and Buildings. Introduction number 2265B, sponsored by Majority Leader Lori Cumbo. It will give certain tenants with children under the age of 6 the option of receiving either stove knob covers or replacement locking stove knobs. From the staff, I want to thank Janan Zilka and Christopher Pepe. Introduction 2476A, sponsored by Councilmember Kalman Yeager, will extend the J51 tax exemption and abatement program through June 30th, 2022. I want to thank Audrey Son. Next, we're voting on introduction 2246A, sponsored by Councilmember Justin Brannan. This bill creates a task force to study the feasibility of converting both vacant and commercially unviable office space to different uses. I want to thank Audrey Son for that one. Introduction number 2411A, sponsored by Councilmember Robert Cornegy, will authorize the Department of Housing Preservation and Development to enforce the affordable housing provisions within HPD's responsibility. I want to thank Audrey Son for that. The final bill from the Housing and Buildings Committee is Introduction 2449A, sponsored by Councilmember Vanessa Gibson. This bill will relax certain onerous penalties and regulatory requirements for 1 to 4 family homes. And thank you to Audrey Son again for that one. Next, we have 2 bills from the Committee on Environmental Protection. They are both designed to limit the unnecessary deaths of migratory birds. Introduction number 271A, sponsored by Councilmember Justin Brannan, will require the installation of occupancy sensors to limit illumination in city-owned buildings. Introduction 274A, sponsored by Councilmember Helen Rosenthal, will require that non-essential outdoor lighting in city-owned or exclusively leased buildings be turned off at night during peak migration periods. For these 2 bills, I want to thank Janan Zilka, Samara Swanston, Nadia Johnson, and Ricky Chawla. From our Committee on Consumer Affairs, we have 2 bills designed to improve the Sidewalk Cafe licensing process. Introduction number 2096, sponsored by Councilmember Ben Kalos, will allow the city to issue temporary operating licenses to applicants for a Sidewalk Cafe license if they plan to maintain an existing cafe. Introduction 2134, sponsored by Councilmember Rafael Salamanca, will allow Sidewalk Cafe applicants to prepare their own plans rather than use an architect. For these 2 bills, I want to thank Stephanie Jones, Leah Skripiak, and Noah Meixler. Now from the Committee on Health, we have introduction number 1326A, sponsored by the Chair, Mark Levine. It will require added sugar notifications in chain restaurant menus. From the staff, I want to thank Sarah Liss, Harbani Ahuja, Jayasri Ganapathy, and Zia Manuel Halu. Our last bill of the day and of the 2018-2021 legislative session will help us reach the city's net zero for carbon neutrality by 2050. We're in a climate crisis and must take all necessary steps to fight climate change and protect our city. Introduction 2317A, sponsored by Councilmember Alika Ampry Samuel, will ban the combustion of substances with certain emission profiles in new buildings and certain major renovations. This bill will direct the Commissioner of Buildings to deny construction documents and permits in connection with a new building that would require the combustion of these substances with some exceptions. I want to thank from the staff, Janan Zilka, Samara Swanston, Nadia Johnson, Ricky Chawla, Brad Reed, and Tirza Nasser. That is our final agenda in this final stated meeting of the New York City Council for this legislative session. And with that, with gratitude, with thanks to you, Madam Majority Leader, for presiding over this body in a very great way over the last 4 years, I turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Speaker Corey Johnson, for that very robust legislative package. We will now move into discussion of general orders. Seeing that we have on the docket, we will begin with Councilmember Gennaro, followed by Councilmember Rosenthal, Rivera, Kalos, and Chin, and then Koo.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Regarding Intro 2317A, which the Speaker just referenced, widely known as a gas ban bill, I thank Councilmember Anthony Samuel for her leadership in putting forward this great bill, which will ultimately lead the city to an all-electric city drawing from 100% green and renewable grid. We are light years away from that now, but this puts us irreversibly on that course. This bill alone will yield a cumulative savings of 2.1 million tons of CO2 by 2040, which is equal to the carbon that is produced from 450,000 cars in a whole year. But that is just the beginning. When first put forward, this bill was more of a concept bill, and the journey of this bill from concept to detailed final bill was one of the most difficult bill negotiations of the hundreds of negotiations I have done over the years. Endless stakeholder meetings with advocates, industry, labor, and the administration, including the mayor himself, was the most challenging. I thank Councilmember Anthony Samuel for being steadfast on the elements of the bill that were a must for her. I thank the Speaker and Jason Goldman for their great leadership and for giving me a wide latitude to craft what I thought was the most ambitious yet implementable bill possible. And very special thanks to Jeff Baker for being in the foxhole with me the whole way to get to the great bill we have today, one that will be a template for the nation as we chart a course to a carbon neutral future. Special thanks as well to Paul Ochoa and Ben Furness of the administration, and to NYCERDA and the Institute of Advanced Energy Studies at my alma mater, SUNY Stony Brook, who provided critical guidance, and to my wonderful LD, Navi Kaur, for her great work on this bill. But we wouldn't be here today without Councilmember Anthony Samuel's vision. So I will end where I began in thanking her for putting this bill forward and being a great advocate for it. Her legacy is a green city and a growing green economy to get us there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll now have Councilmember Rosenthal, then Rivera.
Thank you so much. I'm proud to speak today about my bills that are passing. We owe a debt of gratitude to our Speaker, Corey Johnson, whose brilliant staff negotiated the strongest language possible to help all New Yorkers. Because of their work, all job postings must include salary ranges, which have been shown to close the gender pay gap. We have to address street harassment, which many of us have experienced, particularly women, the LGBTQI+ community, specifically transgender women, and most recently, those of Asian descent. For those who are hard of hearing or deaf, movie theaters must include open captions to some of their show times. The maximum number would be 4, 2 during peak hours, 2 non-peak hours, and requires all candidates participating in the CFB Matching Funds program must have a video voter guide with open captions and ASL, and increases the number of languages provided in printed guides to 10. Going forward, all police officers must be trained in victim-centered, trauma-informed questioning so as not to discourage survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and those who are victims of human trafficking from coming forward. And last but not least, we are eliminating non-essential outdoor lighting on city buildings during peak avian time periods, which will decrease the number of birds hitting glass. This past year, we saw hundreds of yellow songbirds, and every year, hundreds of thousands of birds are killed. I want to thank Jason Goldman, Jeff Baker, Kelly Taylor, Jaysri Ganapathy, Josh Kingsley, and everyone else whose name I forgot, but thank you very much, and I did it in 2 minutes, so that's all I'm saying.
It took 8 years, but you got it, Helen. We will now have, one moment, Councilmember Rivera. We will now have a 2-minute presentation from our public advocate, Jamani Williams, followed by Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you so much, Madam Majority Leader. I just want to take some time to say thank you to all of my colleagues in government and the staff here who I've served with for many of them over a decade. Some of them before I even became an elected official, and some I'm going to continue in new roles as they move forward. I know that I'll work with many of you in and out of government as we move forward. This is the last of the Core 34 in 2013, where we passed the historic Community Safety Act. And I think we have shown, even through pandemic, changing leadership, changing state, for our city, state, and nation, that we are committed to making sure that our city government keeps going. I want to thank the partnership of this body, the speaker, the majority leader, of everyone, for being able to pass 14 bills in my short time as the public advocate. And it's times like this that reminds us, even myself, that these are fleeting. Elections come and go. The seats we hold never be more important than the people we are representing. But also each of us, as we come in with our own egos, our own agendas, I think the public sometimes doesn't understand the difficulties that goes into trying to make something happen with 51 people who have 51 districts. And so I want to applaud us, even as we disagree, just remembering the humanity in each of us. And to the speaker, even through lots of things, the difficulty of running this body should not be understated. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, to the speaker, the majority leader, all of my colleagues in government, and to the staff. Very much excited and looking forward to see what the next council will do. Peace and blessings to you all. Love and light.
Aww. You see our public advocate's softer side. So now we will call up at this time, Councilmember Carlina Rivera, who so graciously gave our public advocate an opportunity to speak ahead of her. So we are now going to call up our illustrious, the Honorable Carlina Rivera.
Thank you. All right, great color.
Like your color.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Just going to speak briefly. The climate crisis is not a matter of if or when, it is here and now. And if we are truly to fight environmental injustice, then we must reckon with decades of disinvestment in public housing. We cannot delay. We have already seen significantly higher rates of asthma and lead poisoning in our city's NYCC developments, among so many other major health and safety concerns. Resolution 1222 calls on Congress to pass and the President to sign the Green New Deal for Public Housing Act, which brings the federal government back into the fold in the fight to save our public housing and our planet. A Green New Deal for NYCHA would significantly reduce the carbon footprint of the nation's largest public housing authority, foster a healthier environment for families, and create hundreds of thousands of green jobs for New Yorkers who need them most. And for far too long, the federal government's failure to fund public housing has led to petty fights between New York City and state. Resolution 1201 calls on Congress to pass and the President to sign the Public Housing Emergency Response Act to dedicate $70 billion in funding for capital repairs and upgrades in our country's public housing developments. Today, you will also vote on the Soho NoHo rezoning, which marks a critical change to our city's historic practices of focusing our neighborhood rezonings in communities of color, which are comprised of a majority of lower-income families. This rezoning will now move us toward a more equitable future where all neighborhoods participate in our ongoing fight against the housing crisis facing this city. Finally, I'm proud to be honoring a few street co-namings. I want to specifically mention Donald Suggs Jr., whose activism and artistic work forever changed the East Village community. And we will be co-naming a street after Adela, from Casa Adela. Please, if you've never been to the restaurant in the Lower East Side, please go have some Puerto Rican cuisine. And lastly, with my last second, I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to speak. I want to thank you all for your ongoing support, your friendship, collaboration these past 4 years, and wherever next year finds you, be it here in Chambers or elsewhere. I look forward to our continued partnership in service of this city. Thank you so much, everyone. And you're going to hear from Margaret Trin on Soho NoHo. She'll speak brilliantly.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Thank you, everyone. Yes, today we're going to be voting on the Soho NoHo rezoning. As you heard from my colleague, Councilmember Rivera, We fought very hard to make sure that every single neighborhood, especially the wealthier neighborhood with job opportunity, great chances, great transit, that they have to do their part to help give opportunity for affordable housing. And I think that we have done this in this rezoning. We have spent at least almost 3 years talking with neighbors, stakeholders, small businesses, bid association, to really gather input. Look, the zoning hasn't been changed for almost 50 years. And this way, residential will be allowed and mandatory inclusionary zoning will have to be implemented to create affordable housing here, so that working family will have the opportunity to live in neighborhoods like Soho, NoHo that have so much resources. And my staff and us in our office, and thank to my colleague, Councilmember Vera, we worked very hard. There were lots of early morning meetings and meeting with agency to make sure that we get all the questions answered. And on top of that, we have gotten investment in our district for more parks, open space, affordable housing on city-owned site that is surrounding the Soho NoHo neighborhood. Because there is no city-owned site in the rezoning area, but we were able to get the city to commit to building affordable housing in the surrounding area. I know that I share with my colleagues the points of agreement. There's a lot we got for our district, but I really want to thank, our speaker, Corey, you've been so supportive, and of course, Jason texting me, and I say, so what's going on? But giving me the support to get it to the finish line. And of course, Madam Majority, another minute, our council land use staff, Raju Mann, Chelsea Kelly, Angelina Martinez-Rubio, you guys have been fantastic. And I truly don't like early morning meetings, but for land use and for this rezoning, I'm willing to do whatever I can to get it over to the finish line. So I really ask my colleague for your support. And on 250 Water Street, the speakers talked about, we are gonna get affordable housing at 40% AMI. Downtown Seaport area is also a well-resourced neighborhood, but at the same time, we'll be able to preserve the historic South Street Seaport Museum with the ships and the history of how New York City began. So I urge my colleagues to support both of these two rezoning. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Chin. We'll now have Councilmember Koo, Lander, Menchaca, and Levin.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Today, I ask my colleagues to vote yes on my bill, Intro 1806A, which will give New Yorkers a better understanding of how the city uses algorithms and other automated decision systems. The bill builds off a local law 49 of 2018, the Open Algorithms Law, which was sponsored by my predecessor, former Councilmember Jimmy Walker. Whether you realize or not, your day-to-day activities are impacted by these automated decision systems. They determine everything from what school your child attends to what hospital EMS brings you to. These systems also determine what interpretation services are available at your post site and provide the data which forms the basis of facial recognition technology. It's imperative that these systems and the information used by them are vetted with transparency to ensure accountability. Intro 1806A increases transparency by requiring agencies to report on what algorithms and automated decision systems are used each year, how they are used, and information on the data used, collected and analyzed, along with information on the vendor. Thank you to former Councilmember Jimmy Walker, my former committee counsel, Ivan Bahoski, Patrick Moho, Sebastian Bachi, Charles Kim, Blake Ray, T.S.R. Lassa, Jeff Baker, and Jason Goldman. Thank you also to Speaker Johnson and Chair Holden. all the advocates who supported this bill, and my own staff. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Councilmember Lander.
Thank you very much, Madam Majority Leader. I'll save my mushy remarks for when I voted to speak to bills now. First, I'm so excited about Intro 2317A that Councilmember Alika Ampry-Samuel is sponsoring to transform our city into an all-electric city. We do not have time to continue to burn fossil fuels. I want to give props to the coalition that fought for that, and I want to give special props to Alika Ampry-Samuel because I know it was a big, strong fight. We have a lot of work to do to make sure that we convert our energy grid to solar and wind and renewables so that the energy power that is powering our buildings is clean and renewable as well. And I look forward to fighting hard to continue that in the Comptroller's office, and I know this body will as well. I want to give props to Minority Leader Borelli for Intro 2430A, which pushes forward and establishes standards for battery storage for solar power, which is critical if we're going to convert the grid to clean electricity. I don't think I've ever spoken for one of the Minority Leader's bills on the floor before today, so it's nice to get it in before I get out the door. I'd like to ask members to support 1870, my resolution expressing to the City Council's support for the Taxi Medallion Debt Relief Program. I want to give props to Council Member Levin for his work and to Council Member Adonis Rodriguez, and especially to the Taxi Workers Alliance for showing us the plight of those taxi workers crushed by medallion debt. This is a smart program to help working taxi drivers be able to feed their families and save their homes. And finally, I want to note that in the street co-naming bill, we're actually unnaming a street today. We are removing Margaret Sanger's name from the street outside the Manhattan Planned Parenthood Health Center. And I think this is worth pausing on. First, to praise Planned Parenthood of Greater New York for doing real work to reckon with their history, to reckon with the systemic racism in their past, to own up to it and to make hard changes. But I want to shout it out because I think at the same time, allies of reproductive justice and abortion rights better get louder in defending the rights of women in this country, of people who need abortion care, and of reproductive justice. So while I will be voting yes to remove Margaret Sanger's name from the street outside the Planned Parenthood Health Center, you better believe I'm going to get louder on reproductive justice and abortion rights, and I hope you'll join me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Lander. Now we'll have Councilmember Menchaca.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Sorry I can't be there in person, but I just want to say hello. And buenas tardes. I am speaking on a few bills and some thank yous. Helen's work, thinking about domestic violence and sex work or sex crimes, really connecting it to training has been something that has been awe-inspiring. I want to say thank you to my colleague and friend, Helen Rosenthal, and also to the songbirds that you are protecting in this bill. Many people in my community have written to me, and I want to say thank you to those that wrote, and I'm now here voting on their behalf. I want to say thank you to Brad for the medallion crisis work and this resolution, and I will be supporting that as well. And finally, I just want to say thank you to Corey Johnson, our speaker. So much of what we have done together here has been in not just solidarity, but in true nature of solidarity, physically together. He's come out to the district and really understood the plight of immigrants. Last week's bill really showed what we needed out of him and Jason, and I just want to say thank you. There's a lot of work to do, and I just don't want to move without saying thank you for the conversation we had last week. I'm going to carry those conversations that I've had with many of you as we move forward for implementation and engagement for all communities. So thank you, Speaker Johnson. It's been a pleasure doing this work with you. I also want to thank, in my last few seconds, my team who has brought me here to this last moment. Cesar Vargas, Lorena Lucero, Nancy, Ting, and Lisa in the district. Thank you so much for everything you've done to ensure that legislatively, budget-wise, policy-wise, but the district was taken care of. I'm able to do the things that I do only because I have an incredible team of people dedicated to the community and the people of District 38. And finally, I just want to say, okay, well, I'm going to save it for the rest of my time when I vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Menchaca. Now we'll have Councilmember Levin, followed by Councilmember Ampry Samuel, and then Borelli.
Thank you very much, Madam Majority Leader. I will take my time during my remarks to explain my vote, to thank all the wonderful people at this council to thank. But I just want to express to my colleagues, I have two bills that will be passing today. Intro 2158, which would help make our existing GIS infrastructure function better. That's our geospatial information systems, allowing us to respond more quickly and effectively to crises such as recent superstorm flooding and the COVID-19 pandemic. I want to thank my colleague, Councilmember and Chair of the Technology Committee, Robert Holden, for his partnership on this bill. Also, we'll be voting on Intro 1358, which requires reporting on the use of psychotropic drugs that children are prescribed in ACS custody, foster care, and will provide a window of transparency here in New York City to what is really a disturbing national trend of overprescriptions of medications to youth in care. I'd also like to take a moment to congratulate the families of Nicholas Hayward Sr., Elisa Torres, Rita Saunders, and Kenneth Casilla, whose years of advocacy paid off today as the council votes to approve the street code namings in their honor and to honor these members of our community and make sure that their legacies live on. I just wanted to also acknowledge, I'm disappointed. I sponsored a bill 2047, which is the Fair Chance for Housing Act. I do appreciate all of my colleagues' discussions on this bill. For those of you that co-sponsored it and supported it, I appreciate your collaboration. I'm hopeful that this bill will pass in the next session. This is a bill that is about affording everybody in our city, all of us who are God's children, the right to dignity with a roof over their head, whether they have a criminal history or not. Everybody deserves to have a home. And so I'm disappointed that this bill is not passing today, but I am very confident that in the future this legislation will pass, and I look forward to seeing that day here in the New York City Council. And I'll come back on my next round to talk to you.
Thank you, Councilmember Levin. We'll now go to Councilmember Ampry Samuel, followed by Borelli.
Our city and state have set lofty goals to reduce our gas-related emissions. As many children of the 70s and 80s, I remember celebrating Earth Day and taking personal responsibility for the earth and the environment. We, people, have had to contend with the effects of global warming in the forms of record-breaking fatal weather events year after year. The responsibility has always been on individuals. Multi-use water bottles, shorter showers, home recycling. This council also prohibited single-use straws, plastic bags, and reduced the usage of plastic flatware. We have literally made personal environmental responsibility a letter of the law. But buildings are responsible for nearly half of the greenhouse emissions that are destroying our earth every day. Today is the last stated of this council term, and it has been an honor and privilege to represent my community, where we see a 32% higher exposure rate to dangerous pollutants from greenhouse emissions. A community where the council staff recognizes best practices and believes in New York as a leader. So much so that they brought this idea to me in its infancy stages, immediately recognizing the intersectionality of climate and racial justice. I knew that this was a charge that the 41st Council must accept. Together, we worked tirelessly with advocates to develop this bill and push it through. Although we have few surprising allies, we had some surprising challengers as well, but we held strong. And as we look to the future, I thank Speaker Johnson and my colleagues for supporting this gas ban bill, which essentially codifies our emission reduction goals. And I thank Gennaro, excuse me, I thank Councilmember Gennaro. Can you give me 1 minute? I thank Councilmember Gennaro for helping me to sharpen my debate skills. That was quite the challenge. So as I come to a close with my remarks and my time in the council, I thank all of the advocates that gave us a master class in data for days on emissions, gas, the grid, pollutants. I thank Pete Sikora and Jonathan, We Act, NYCC, and countless others. And I want to really thank Jeff and Jason for working so hard, because I know at midnight on some days I could have been a bit much. It was tough, but worth the fight. I want to also thank my staff, Naomi Hopkins, and my legislative director, Everton Smith, for their support, and also my staff in the council, Jennifer Joseph, Kim Robinson, Christina Serrano, Takira Jackson, and Maurice Cummins for their amazing teamwork. I want to thank you all and remind you that climate justice is racial justice. So let's keep putting people first. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Ampry Samuel, so much. Councilmember Borelli.
I like to stand at my desk. I don't like the stand-up comedy routine that we do now. Yes, thank you. I feel like Jerry Seinfeld up there, you know. I just want to say, number one, I will say my emotional farewell to everyone. I don't see Corey here, but I wanted to say it's been a really wonderful 4 years working alongside the Speaker, you know, through all the work the Council did. Even though, of course, we disagree many times, it's nice to have a partner in government and also a friend in government. And I really thank you for your service to the City of New York. Whatever you go on to do next, that institution or whatever, we'll be very lucky to have you. Now, the rest of you guys, you're not very good. So, no, I'm kidding. I should have done the stand-up comedy routine. It's been a privilege to work with so many of you over the past 4 years, some of you longer. Barry and I were sworn in on the same day, so he would have been the longest-serving council member come January 1st alongside me, but now I guess I'll be the only old-timer. And it's nice to reflect at some of the conversations and some of the personal moments that each of us in this room have had together, and those watching on the TV screen at home. We get to spend some time, quality time together, so thank you all. I just want to talk briefly about my bill, which has been the culmination of a couple of years of work alongside the fire department. It is the regular and often update of our city's fire code. We adapt the work of the International Fire Code to the unique challenges in New York. And to get a really thumbs up from Brad Lander is really incredible, and I appreciate his support for this, because in truth, this is actually one of the most green pieces of legislation that this council has ever done. We're taking lithium-ion batteries, which are the wave of the future, the way we generate electricity and store it within our homes, within our apartments. Now we're allowing that to be brought inside residential buildings, inside apartments, inside high-rises. This is going to change the way the city generates electricity. This is going to change the way the city uses electricity. We're also going to change the way we allow lithium-ion micromobility in buildings around the city. We're also going to allow hydrogen fuel energy generation. So we're doing actual green things with the city's fire code, and it's been a pleasure to do that. One of the best things we're doing, though, is allowing distilleries to operate legally within New York City. So I know it's a big priority for many of you to enjoy distilled spirits made right here in New York City. It's great that we have any manufacturing industry wanting to come here, and it turns out we had distillers who wanted to come here and open up tasting rooms and little chic places where they can produce liquor and sell it for all of our enjoyment. And you can enjoy some of that distilled spirits now in my backyard at my fire pit, which will be legal finally the minute the mayor signs this law, which is a great thing. So I invite you all in the future. Again, thank you all. Thank the Speaker, and thank you to all my colleagues, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Councilmember. We will now have Councilmember Farrah Lewis.
got it. Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. While the COVID-19 pandemic is winding down, we are left with a catastrophic mental health crisis within our city. Many New Yorkers witnessed family, friends, and beloved community members succumb to the vicious COVID-19 virus. We endured an unhealthy level of isolation, housing issues, food insecurity, unemployment, and much more that contributed to the deteriorating mental health of New Yorkers. Communities of color, and particularly the 33 neighborhoods hardest hit by COVID-19, they suffered the most casualties during the pandemic. We also witnessed a tragic rise of hate crimes amongst Asian, South Asian, and Jewish communities during the pandemic. These communities are infamous for being mental health deserts due to the lack of quality health care and mental health services, which further compounds the mental health crisis we're experiencing here in New York. The recent allocation of additional funding to various mental health services is a commendable initiative by the administration. It's definitely not enough, and the goals of Thrive NYC are noble. It's not enough. However, there has been little to no change in the quality of mental health services and affordable medical insurance available to the most disadvantaged New Yorkers. Mental health services is not an issue we can throw money toward and expect improvement. These services provided must be specialized for the varying needs of New Yorkers while being culturally appropriate. However, as we have seen and heard over the past few years, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a dangerous and unacceptable lack of critical information on the state of mental health of New Yorkers. Without access to such information, the resources provided fail to contour themselves towards the needs of the individuals they're supposed to target, regardless of the amount of money that is being expended. If I could have one more minute, Madam Majority Leader. If we are truly committed to holistically tackle the mental health crisis that is running rampant in our city, we have to understand the gravity of what we're dealing with. So today I want to encourage my colleagues to vote in support of my bill, Intro 2005. I want to thank you, Speaker Johnson, and most importantly, I want to thank the former chair of this committee, Diana Ayala, who has been so supportive in my transition to this committee, as well as Jeff Baker, Sarah Liss, Christy Dreyer, Christopher Pepe for tirelessly working on this bill, and my staff, Christia and Alex. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Farah Lewis. We will now go right into the report of special committees.
None.
Reports of standing committees. We'll stand at pause for 1 moment.
Report of the Committee on Civil and Human Rights, Intro 1208B, Employer Job Postings.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2020A, Open Captioning at Movie Theaters.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Consumer Affairs and Business Licensing, Intro 1775C, Eating Utensils and Extra Eating Containers.
Amended and laid over.
Intro 2096A, Sidewalk Cafe Licenses.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2134, Revocable Consents for Sidewalk Cafes.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Environmental Protection, Intros 271A and 274A, Illumination in City Buildings
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2317A, Substances with Certain Emissions Profiles.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Finance, Intro 2470, Budget Submission Dates.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Preconsidered Reso 1869, Organization Funding.
Coupled on general orders.
Preconsidered Reso 1870, Taxi Medallion Owner Relief.
Coupled on general orders.
Preconsidered M359 and Reso 1876, and preconsidered M360 and Reso 1877, Budget Modifications.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Fire and Emergency Management, Intro 2430, Fire Code.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on General Welfare, Intro 1358A, Psychiatric Medication for Foster Care.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2081A, Emergency Assistance Grants.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Governmental Operations, Intro 66A, Office for Neighborhood Safety.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2117A, Online Posting of Executive Orders.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2438A, Addition to the Voter Guide.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Health, Intro 1326B, Sugar Notifications in Chain Restaurants.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Housing and Buildings, Intro 2246A, conversion of commercial office spaces.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2265B, stove safety knobs.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2411A, HPD affordable housing.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2449A, hazardous conditions at construction sites.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2476, multiple dwelling tax exemptions.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Mental Health, Disabilities, and Addiction, Intro 2005A, mental health reporting.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Parks and Recreation, Intro 2462, Archie Spigner Park.
Coupled on general orders.
Preconsidered Intro 2477, naming of 199 thoroughfares.
Coupled on general orders with a message of necessity.
Report of the Committee on Public Safety, Intro 2439A, domestic violence training.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Rules, Privileges, and Elections, preconsidered M358 and Reso 1878, approving the appointment of Gail Nairwith to the Board of Health.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Technology, Intro 1806A, algorithmic tools used by agencies.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 2158A, Geospatial Information Office.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Women and Gender Equity, Intro 2424B, Street Harassment Advisory Board.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, Intro 2443A, Joint Living Work Quarters for Artists.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, preconsidered LU 949 and Reso 1855, Coney Island.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 899 and Reso 1879 through LU 904 and Reso 1884, 175 Park Avenue.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 906 and Reso 1885 and LU 907 and Reso 1886, 250 Water Street.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 914 and Reso 1887 and LU 915 and Reso 1888, Special Brooklyn Navy Yard District.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 918 and Reso 1889 and LU 919 and Reso 1890, Soho NoHo Neighborhood Plan.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 924 and Reso 1891, Fresh 2 zoning text.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 925 and Reso 1892 and LU 926 and Reso 1893, 10316 Van Wyck Expressway.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 929 and Reso 1894 through LU 936 and Reso 1900 River Ring.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, LU 938 and Reso 1901, 16005 Archer Avenue.
Coupled on general orders.
General Orders Calendar, preconsidered LUs 950 and Reso 1902 and LU 951 and Reso 1903, 79 Quay Street rezoning.
Coupled on general orders, and for the last time, I would like to ask the clerk to take a roll call vote on all of the items coupled on today's general order calendar.
Council Member Adams.
Permission granted.
Thank you very much, Madam Majority Leader. I just want to say to all of my colleagues that will not be in this room again in January, it has been my honor serving with all of you. You have served with such grace, such integrity, such wisdom. I've learned so much from all of you in this room and those that are remote with us on Zoom today. I can't tell you how much pride I feel in being a part of this body, and just to share, and I'm going to talk about, I'll probably go a little long, I'm sorry. When I walked into this chambers for the first time 4 years ago, my spirit said, welcome home. And I knew that this was the place that I had to be and the place that I belonged for my district in particular. Corey Johnson danced in my district when he talked about dancing. We danced through South Ozone Park and Rochdale. You will be dearly missed. I congratulate you for all of the work that you've done, the steps that you've made in creating the most progressive city council in the history of the city of New York. My hat's off to you, my friend. Okay, back to the bills. There are 3 pieces of legislation today that I'm so proud that will be passed, and they all have one thing in common, and that's victims' protections. I'm going to highlight one of them, something that we don't talk about nearly as often as we should. We'll be voting on Resolution 561, which I introduced back in 2018, calling on the City of New York, the Department of Education, to provide human trafficking prevention training to public school teachers, staff, and administrators. It's no secret that many survivors of human trafficking are actually minors. That's why I believe our educators should be trained to recognize the warning signs and risk factors of human trafficking. Equipping them with the knowledge and tools will help when it comes to protecting our children. So again, thank you, Speaker Johnson, Chief of Staff Jason Goldman, Public Safety Counsel Josh Kingsley and Matt Thompson, Education Chair Mark Traeger, all committee staff that's worked on this legislation with me for your work, as well as my own staff. It has been my honor to serve with all of you in this room today. I vote aye on all.
Councilmember Ampry Samuel.
So I just want to say that it's been a heck of a ride these past 4 years. And I just want to share one quick memory as I sat here. I remember we were having a hearing, and I remember looking through the doors and seeing my mother holding my son. And I looked at my watch and says, oh snap, I forgot to pick him up from school. And I was in the middle of a hearing. But we all found a way to be able to take care of home and be able to represent our districts, no matter what, in one of the toughest cities in the world. And I have been honored to represent Brownsville, Ocean Hill, Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, and East Flatbush with everything that I have. And I just wish you all an amazing next term for those that are coming back. And I just want you to rock it, rock it, rock it. And for those that are moving on to something else, I wish you Godspeed. I thank you for your friendship. I thank you for, coming through and being my support and making sure that my district had a partner. I thank you for that, and that's what this council was about for me. And I just wish you an amazing holiday season and a wonderful new year. I love you all. And with that, I vote aye on all.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Ampry Samuel.
Councilmember Ayala.
Permission granted.
I won't take long because I know that this could drag on till tomorrow, but I really just wanted to say thank you to all of you who are leaving. You have all left a little piece of you in this room and in my heart, and I wish you all much success. And if you ever need anything, please don't forget me. Call me anytime. But quite frankly, it's been an honor to serve amongst all of you great people. I love you all. Good luck. Oh, did I need to vote?
And how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Councilmember Brannan. Councilmember Brannan votes aye on all. Councilmember Brooks Powers.
Permission granted.
So first, I wanted to take a moment to thank the outgoing council members in particular for their mentorship over the last several months since being thrust into the New York City Council. I truly appreciate the opportunity of working with each and every member in this body to move our city forward. We have, really touched on every element of someone's quality of life, from the trash in our community to the public health with the pandemic and so much more. And I am excited and looking forward to the new partnerships to come and the work that will be done with the incoming class and the New York City Council. I'd like to also thank Speaker Johnson and the entire central staff support, including Jason Goldman and, of course, Ebony Meeks, Southeast Queens own, and actually originally from the 31st Council District. So I have to note that as well, for the immense level of support and guidance that I was able to be afforded to make sure that my district did not miss a beat despite having a vacancy for some time. I also am excited about being able to support the renaming of a number of streets throughout my district and neighboring districts, but I wanted to specifically mention the names of Justin Wallace. Justin Wallace was a 10-year-old boy whose life was cut down by a bullet. That was one of the most darkest days that I have faced as a member in council and as a public servant in my entire professional career. And while we cannot bring Justin Wallace back, we hope that every time that people walk past that street in Far Rockaway, that they will remember Justin and live as Justin wanted to. May I just have one more moment, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As well as Dr. Deborah Hoyle, a longtime advocate in Far Rockaway, and Archie Spigner, the Dean of Southeast Queens, who also was a member of this body. I will prepare to close by just also acknowledging two bills. One is Intro 66, being under the leadership of Councilmember Majority Leader Cumbo, a much needed piece of legislation as we work to combat gun violence across New York City. And Intro 2424B being led by Councilmember Rosenthal, where it will create an advisory board to help address New Yorkers who continue to be harassed as they walk through the streets of New York City, and we hope that we'll be able to do some great work with that board. And with that, I am proud to vote aye on all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Caban.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
Thank you, Majority Leader. First, just congratulations to my colleagues on passing such wonderful bills today, particularly Councilmember Ambry Samuel's gas ban bill. That is such an incredible achievement. Thank you. I do really wish that Councilmember Levin's Fair Chance for Housing bill was on the agenda today too, but I do look forward to passing it next term. And I vote aye on all with the exception of intros 2476 and 2439, in which I vote no. Thank you.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Permission to explain my vote.
Permission granted.
Thank you so much, Majority Leader, and thank you for your leadership throughout all these years. What can I say? After 12 years, 12 amazing years, I want to thank my colleagues. You made us all better. We had an amazing ride. Every time I go through those gates, and from day one to this day, I'm so humble by the opportunity that I had. And I want to thank God and my constituents for that opportunity, and my staff, many who stuck with me for the last 12 years, Greg Faulkner, Anthony Springer, Clark Peña, Josimel de la Cruz, Karen Cacho, Lucia Brasha, Saeed. Thank you. Thank you for serving our community. I want to thank the Speaker for the opportunity to partner together in so many levels. And Jason Golden, you're amazing. Thank you for the countless hours that you spend with all of us. And you were so patient and so real. And so with that, I vote aye on all the bills and resolutions.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Cabrera.
Councilmember Carr.
Madam Majority Leader, permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
Thank you so much. Just wanted to take a moment to thank and wish nothing but the best to all of the outgoing council members who are leaving this institution at the end of the year. I want to thank you for your service to the city. There are many passionate debates that occur in this body, and I know all of us are all simply striving to pursue the public good as best as we are able to discern it. So I thank you for doing that, whether it was for 4, 8, or 12 years. I also want to thank the outgoing members of the LGBT caucus for embracing me, in particular caucus chair Danny Drum. I look forward to serving in that institution for the coming term. And I just want to acknowledge a couple of members. I want to thank the departing member of our Republican conference, Councilmember Ulrich. He has done nothing but wonderful things in his 12 years, over 12 years, representing the 32nd Council District, and I know he will continue to do great things for our city. And I thank him from the bottom of my heart for ably representing my favorite part of the city outside of Staten Island, my beloved Breezy Point. And I know he did wonderful things for that community. And I also want to thank our outgoing speaker, Corey Johnson, for his friendship to my predecessor, Steve Matteo, and for the wonderful collaboration they had over the years, whether it was when he was chair of the Health Committee in his first term or now as speaker. He was a friend to District 50, a friend to Staten Island, and I look forward to seeing the things you're going to do in future. So with that said, I'm just going to cast my votes. Just bear with me for a second. I'm going to be voting no on introductions 1208B, 1326B, 2020A, 2317A, 2411A, 2438A, and M358 with accompanying resolution 1878, and then aye on the rest.
Thank you.
Councilmember Chin.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. It's been 12 years. And the moment I walk into this chamber, I did my swearing-in ceremony back in 2009, end of 2009. For me, it's really such a historic moment. I fought very hard to come to the City Council. I won on my 4th attempt, but I never gave up because I started fighting for representation. Because back then, the City Council did not have Asian representation. And I started that journey back in 1989 when we did the charter revision to increase the size of the City Council from 35 to 51. And being the first Asian woman to be elected, I feel the heavy responsibility. Thank you.
Yeah, Margaret!
And
Margaret!
in the next council, there's gonna be 4. 4, right? Quadruple. And that is really historic. But I felt so much love in this council. All the sergeant, Carl, you all took care of me. You always make sure, you too cold? I said, really cold. They make sure that I have, cushion on the seat, because as a petite, woman, I want to be seen and heard. I know I have a loud voice, but I also make sure they see me. But all the colleagues that I started with 12 years ago, you guys have been amazing. Debbie, Karen, we're like the old timers. But it's been such an honor and pleasure to serve in this council and to be able to make changes to improve people's lives. And my mother always told me, do whatever you can to help people who need your help. There are a lot of people, constituents, that probably don't need my help. But the people who needed my help, we were always there. And I've been so blessed with a team of staff that started with me, and some of them went on to the mayor's office. That helps when budget time comes. But my land use staff, the recent staff that work on all those rezoning. I know some of my colleagues, especially the colleagues with me for the last 12 years, you know how many rezoning I went through in my district? I think it's a record. But you have always supported me. And I just wanted to also thank my staff. Ian Chan is here. He helped me take care of small business, community. My chief of staff, Gigi Lee. My deputy chief of staff, Connor Irvin. And also my district staff. They hold down the fort and take care of constituency while we're getting legislation done and rezoning done. Pat Olin, Monica Guardiola, Cora Fung. They are strong support behind me. So I just wanted to thank Corey. Corey, we only did 8 years together, but we co-chaired the Manhattan delegation. And that was such a wonderful time. Corey's always like, let's talk to the other delegation, get their support. And I'm so happy that you got to be the speaker. And thank you so much for all your support, especially in a lot of the capital budget. And all the central staff the finance staff, the land use staff, the legislation staff, they've all been so supportive. And it's just like, I'm finally gonna retire and live the good life, but I will always be supportive of the council member who's gonna stay. Don't hesitate to call, you need help, right? And I also wanna make sure that you carry on what we have achieved in this term. For me, senior, especially for the senior, make sure you continue to fight for increase on the senior budget, because we did a lot of great things this 8 years, okay? The senior needs you. So make sure you keep that up and stay the course. So thank you for all the support. Best wishes to all of you. We're gonna be there, the alumni, we're around. And thank you to all of you for your support and friendship. And I proudly vote aye on all. Thank you.
Yeah, Margaret, yes.
Councilmember Cornegie.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
I want to thank you, Madam Majority Leader, for leading this body in these meetings and in other matters with a degree of precision and passion, always bringing yourself to this job. I want to thank Speaker Corey Johnson for allowing me to actually grow in this body and always being a friend and committed to communities that don't look like him and don't sound like him. But today, for me, is one of those pivotal days when it's actually the happiest day of my life and the saddest simultaneously. That happens one time in a man's life. And it's the happiest because I get to, after all of these years, vote on a bill that would rename the corner of Quincy and Malcolm X Boulevard in my district for my dad, the Reverend Dr. Robert E. Cornegie Sr. And the saddest because, like college, I've met some people here that I will have friendships with way into my twilight years, almost forever. So with that in mind, and with the level of emotion that I'm feeling, I vote on all.
Thank you. Can you please repeat your vote?
I emphatically vote aye on all.
Thank you.
Councilmember Darma Diaz.
Permission granted.
I promise to be brief. I want to thank the speaker and especially want to thank Jason. When I came on 12 months ago, said how many committees, and I said 7 and 7 became 10. So I walk away enriched, empowered, educated. I walk away with 10 committees, 2 caucuses, 1 delegation, and the chair of the Women and Gender and Equity. I thank you all for this wonderful and amazing experience. It may have been 12 months, but it's been the best 12 months of my life. To my daughter, thank you, Allison, for being my rock. To the city of New York, I'm proud to have served. To my staff, thank you. And to Eric DeLon, my #1 constituent who was just here, thank you, Eric, for joining us.
Yay, Dharma.
Councilmember Darma Diaz votes aye.
She did?
Councilmember Ruben Diaz. Councilmember Ruben Diaz. Councilmember Dinowitz. Councilmember Dinowitz votes aye on all. Councilmember Drum.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
Thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to thank Speaker Johnson for entrusting me with the chairmanship of the Finance Committee. He has been a rock for me, and I am most grateful to him for his trust in me. I want to thank the Chief of Staff, Jason Goldman for all that he has done for me, our Deputy Chief of Staff, Ebony Meeks. I already this morning thanked all of the members of the Finance Committee for what they have done, the members of the Finance staff, LaTanya McKinney, Rebecca Chasen, Stephanie Ruiz, Noah Brick, Nathan Toth, for all the work that they have done on the budgets. It has been an incredible experience and the honor of my life to serve in the City Council, and even more so to serve as the Finance Chair. So I thank you, and I just want to say thank you to all of my colleagues, and with that I vote yes on all. And also, may I have permission to vote on the land use call-ups?
Any objections? Seeing none.
Thank you very much. I'd like to vote aye on all as well.
And thank you so much, Councilmember Danny Drum, for your service as Finance Chair. Many of our colleagues today had a chance to celebrate the incredible work and the long hours that you put in this really incredible and critical role in the Council, and we thank you.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Eugene.
Permission granted.
Thank you so much, Madam Majority Leader. My colleagues, I cannot believe it that I've been in this honorable body for 14 years. 14 years. It has been so fast. And I remember vividly the first day when I came to this chamber after being elected 2 times in 2 months or 3 months. This room was overcrowded with people of all ethnic backgrounds. And that was the opportunity for me to continue to do what I love doing, what I've been doing before I was elected, fighting for health, education, and try to better the community and improve the quality of life of people. In addition to that, I was privileged and blessed, and I'm humbled to say that, to be the first Haitian American to be elected to government in the entire state of New York. And now we have Haitian elected officials in the city and state government, including Farah Lewis and Rita Joseph, who will come soon, and Mercedes Narcisse. But I want to take the opportunity to thank all of you, because the City Council is a school. We learn from each other, and I learn from each one of you. Thank you so very much. And I couldn't be able to reach so far without the contribution, your friendship, without your collaboration. To all of you, thank you so, so very much. Let me say something. Speaker Johnson went to one of my swearing at Erasmus High School. We have music, and he was dancing, dancing. And people ask me, who is that? I said, the speaker. The speaker is dancing? They love you. And I was reviewing those videos 2 weeks ago. Thank you so very much. And to all of you, thank you so very much. And I want to acknowledge also Council Member Ken Fisher. He was one of the supporters of my youth organization many years before I was elected. You are an inspiration for me also. And to all the new members, God bless you. I wish you success, because like you, all of us, we came here the first time. And I know that you're going to make a big difference in the life of people in New York City. To all of you, thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless your family. Have a safe and blessed holidays. With this, I vote aye on all. Thank you.
Councilmember Felice.
Thank you. It seems like the Zoom didn't get my audio on the land use vote, so I would like to make a motion for unanimous consent to vote on all land use items and all items coupled on the general orders calendar.
Seeing none, how do you vote, council member?
Permission to explain my vote.
Permission granted.
To my colleagues, I've been in office for approximately 8 months, and it's been an honor and a privilege to work with all of you. I've been lucky to have had the opportunity to not only work with you, but also learn from all of you. We have lawyers in the room, we have social workers in the room, we have so many different council members with so much experience in so many different fields. Thank you for bringing that expertise and using that expertise, and using all of your energy to build a better city of New York. Our city is a better city because of that. So thank you. And with that said, I vote aye on all.
Thank you.
Councilmember Gennaro.
Madam Majority Leader, I'd like permission to speak on my vote.
Permission granted.
First, I want to thank you, Madam Majority Leader, for leading our meetings with poise and passion. And I really admire you, and I appreciate you for what you do. For Speaker Johnson, I don't really have the words to thank you for the friendship and brotherhood that you have shown me. And I know that whatever you do going forward, you use your, the full range of your talents along lines of excellence, and wherever you go, you will make a huge difference. And I thank you so much. Jason Goldman, I thank you for your friendship and brotherhood, managing somehow to keep me under control. It's not easy to do that, and I really do appreciate that. I'm very sad at not being able to be here, at the chambers in person. I have COVID, but I'm okay. I don't have symptoms, or very, very mild symptoms. So I would urge people to do like I do, which is get tested every couple of weeks, because you never know if you're gonna come out positive. And prayers to my wife that she not come down with this, because there's no guarantee that she would get a mild case if she were to contract that. I'm going to ask for those prayers. And to my colleagues who are moving on, I served with many of you, like the first time around. Karen Kozlowitz, Barry Gudenchik, Steve Levin, my new friend, Darma Diaz, who I didn't serve with before, but she's terrific, and I love her. And Danny Drum, and others. I'm sure I'm leaving some out. It's great to see Ken Fisher, whom I served with. I was staff in the council in the 1990s, and he was there. And with that, my time is up. So I vote aye on all, with the exception of intros 1208 and 2020, on which I vote no. Thank you.
Thank you. And our prayers for your speedy recovery. We all have the best wishes for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Majority.
Councilmember Gibson.
Permission granted.
Thank you so much, Madam Majority Leader. Good afternoon, my colleagues. It has been an honor to be a member of this body for the past 8 years. I remember my first election to the State Assembly back in 2009 and running for the City Council in 2013. Being a part of this body has been such an incredible and rewarding experience and journey for me. It has been the greatest honor of my life to represent District 16 in the West Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, the communities that I've loved of Claremont, Claremont Village, Concourse, Concourse Village, Highbridge, Mount Eden, and Morris Heights. And now as I close this one chapter of service and I look to the next chapter of making history in the Bronx as the first ever African American and female elected Bronx Borough President, I am so grateful. I am so grateful, and I give all honor to God, who has blessed me on this great journey. It has been an incredible opportunity learning from all of you, my source of strength, my colleagues, our speaker, Jason Goldman, Ebony, Anthony, the entire finance division, the land use division, the legislative division, growing as a public servant. We have made significant investments across this city. I think about my first term, working with Mark Levine, passing the universal right to counsel, which saves families from evictions. I think about the work we've done in education, supporting social workers and guidance counselors and school nurses and community schools, fair fares and fair futures, and dealing with climate change and housing. It has really been an honor serving as the first ever person of color chairing the Committee on Public Safety, to the work that I've done as the subcommittee on Capital, and now chairing Oversight and Investigations. I am so proud of this incredible moment, and I am carrying all of this to Bronx Borough Hall. So I thank you, colleagues. I want to thank my sisters in the Women's Caucus. Thank you, sisters, for all that you've done, and to the BLAC, and to my speaker, my friend. It has been an honor working and walking on this journey with you, and I look forward to even better as we move forward. Happy holidays, each and every one of you. To all the returning members, may God bless you and keep you. And to all the outgoing members, I pray that God continues to use you to make our city a better city for all. Happy holidays, and thank you, New York City Council. And for the last time, as the council member of District 16, I vote aye on all. Yes!
Yes! That's my borough president.
Councilmember Jonai.
Majority Leader, I'd like to please explain my vote and praise you.
Yes and yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Majority Leader, I want to thank you for your friendship, for your professionalism, and for your passion on the issues that are important to us. I want to thank Speaker Corey Johnson. I want to thank all of the staff, Jason Goldman, the former Chief of Staff, Ramon Martinez, Jeff Baker, Jim Carez, Joanna Castro, Ebony Meeks, Laidley, Anthony Perez, Irene Bavosky, Stephanie Jones, Noah Meixler, the Sergeant Arms, all of the staff. I want to thank my staff, my former Chief of Staff, Reggie Johnson, and my current Chief of Staff, Vera Mieku, Artmir, Austin, Dea, Elsie, Farah, Eliv, Liliana, Tommy. You have all made my life easier and have made me look good by the work that you do at the council and in my district office. As the first Albanian ever to serve on a city council, I am grateful for the most humbling experience of my life. We've done some incredible work. I know that we're leaving New York City in many cases better than we found it. In some other cases, I'm not so sure. But to the colleagues that I've served alongside of, I want to thank you. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your guidance. And thank you for being in my life. You have certainly made me a better person. I want to acknowledge and share my sincerest condolences to Charles Barron and his family on the loss of his mother. And with that, I wish all of you the blessings of the holidays, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, but most of all, I wish all of you a happy, healthy, peaceful, and safe New Year. And with that, I vote aye on all under 2 minutes. Thank you, Majority Leader.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Jonai. Do you wish to have more time to praise me?
I certainly do, because I praise you for being you, Majority Leader, and for being my friend.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Jonai.
Councilmember Grodenchik.
Permission to explain my vote.
Permission
Majority
granted.
Leader. Thank you.
Yay, Gary!
What can I say? It's difficult for me like it's been difficult for many of you today. In my heart, I'm still a 15-year-old kid from New York City public housing who somehow managed to make it to the big top here in New York City. And I am grateful to each and every one of you for your friendship, for your comradeship. And even when we didn't always agree, that's what made it even more special. Today, for those of us who are leaving, it might be a little bittersweet, but that's okay. You need to go low sometimes to feel the highs that you have in life. And I want to start by saying a few words. I want to thank, first of all, my Chief of Staff, Ari Gershon, my counsel, Steve Bihar, Irene and Dev and Devinder and Jennifer and everybody else who worked with me over these past 6 years. I want to thank especially my wife, Deborah, and my son, David, who put up with this. My wife will be 32 years come January. We met on New Year's Eve. And to my parents in heaven who shaped me and molded me and gave me the strength that I have today, I say thank you, Mom and Dad. Today we're voting on about 200 street renamings, and I guess what is a coincidence maybe, 3 of the people that I had the pleasure of working with at Queensborough Hall, the late, great Claire Schulman, our deputy, dear friend Peter Mignani, and another dear friend, Dan Andrews, the press secretary, probably was the longest serving press secretary in the history of New York City for both Claire and for the late, great Helen Marshall. They're all having street renamings after them, so I thank Paul Vallone and I thank Danny Drum and Jimmy Van Bramer for shepherding those through the council. Just a few more seconds, Madam Majority Leader, although what are you going to do to me now, right? I mean, what's the point? You know?
I think we all knew you needed a little bit more time.
My advice to the new members that are coming in, I congratulate you all again. And I tell you, every day, Claire Schulman taught me to thank all your staff. No matter how good or how bad the day has been, it's been the same for them. And Lord knows that they appreciate it. My other piece of advice, you're here to make headway, not headlines. And remember that. And I'm going to leave you, my friend Adrienne Adams, I had to ask her for a little advice today on this song, made popular by the great Mahalia Jackson. And it's just something that I thought of. I heard this verse at the funeral for Helen Marshall. And it's entitled, If I Can Help Somebody. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show somebody that he's traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. To all of you, and to the millions of New Yorkers that you've helped these past 4 years, in some cases 12 years, your living was not in vain. You have lifted up 8.6 million people and have been a beacon to those around the world. For those of you who are continuing on in elective office, my prayers go with you. And for those of you who are going somewhere else, may you travel in peace and may the wind always be at your back. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Barry. Now that's a council. Barry Grodenchik, we need you to vote aye, or however you'd like to vote. My apologies. Thank you. You need to go to the microphone, Councilmember Grodenchik. Another chance at the mic.
One more chance. Do I get another 2 minutes? No. I and all, with the exceptions of 2020 and 2317, on which I abstain.
Thank you. Now that's my kind of counsel. Barry Grodenchik quoting Mahalia Jackson. There we go.
Council Member Holden.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
I want to thank Speaker Corey Johnson, number one, for your passion, your dedication, and I wish you Godspeed. Have a great vacation. You certainly earned it. You've been through some of the roughest years that any speaker has faced. Jason Goldman, where is he? Wandering around? He's always wandering. There he is outside. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason Goldman, for, taking all my calls or eventually getting back to me. But thank you for keeping it really light and And I love your humor. I love the comments you make. It keeps it light, takes the pressure off too, this job. So I want to thank you. And certainly my neighbor, Karen Kozlowitz, in my neighboring district. It seemed like we've known each other since the 50s, but it's really the late 80s that I met Karen, and it was really a highlight of my first term in office that I served alongside of her. She was my councilwoman, and she was one of the best we've had, and I thank her. And again, my witty friend, Eric Ulrich, 12 years of dedication and service to the 32nd, and you left it in good hands, by the way, and I want to thank you for all you've done. And it was really, again, you have another career coming, obviously, and all of you. I'm going to miss many of you and all of you that I've had contact with, and you guys were terrific. We didn't see eye to eye all the time, but we had fun, didn't we? It was a great 4 years that I've been with you. I'll miss you. Keep in touch. And Mark, Joe, and I, by the way, who just was on, and Barry, thank you. Again, it's been a pleasure. So with that, I'm going to miss everyone that really made it much better. I'm sorry, just a few more seconds.
Of course.
Aye on all, except for LU 918, 919, 906, 907, and accompanying rezos. Intros 1208, 1775, 2020, and 2317, which I vote no. Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.
Councilmember Kalos.
Is it granted?
We can hear you.
Perfect. In our final stated, I wanted to thank our colleagues, whether we agreed or disagreed. It has been a privilege of a lifetime to serve alongside you, especially my brothers and sisters in the Progressive Caucus. To Congresswoman Carol Maloney, Borough President Gail Brewer, and State Senator Liz Kruger, you've been there for me and our community on every fight. I could not be more proud of the accomplishments that we've had over the past 8 years, in particular laws and charter revisions that have reduced the influence of big money in our elections and in our government. We made it so that the people can run for office entirely on small dollars, and we have an amazing incoming council for the first time that will be a majority women, with many of these candidates rejecting real estate money because of the changes we made. We reformed the body by banning Lulus and making this a full-time job so council members' only priority can be serving their constituents. To keep New Yorkers here in their homes, we passed a law to register affordable housing, which you can now access on housingconnect.nyc.gov. We rezoned to stop billionaires grow and buildings for billionaires propped up on empty mechanical buildings. Just last week, we passed a law to end illegal Airbnbs so that affordable housing remains housing for New Yorkers, not tourists. I'm also proud of laws that help feed our kids healthy food, from healthy Happy Meals to universal school lunch, not to mention winning pre-kindergarten funding from Albany and expanding pre-K for the city, including for my donor. Our retirement security for all is not only the law of the land for New York City, but now for every resident of New York State. We fought for the future of our planet, becoming the largest city to declare a climate emergency, banning pesticides in our parks, passing my friend Costa Constantinides' Climate Mobilization Act, and today's historic fossil fuel ban. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without support from colleagues, from advocates, and from our amazing constituents. And to council staff, central staff, and my own team, with the 8-year award to Jesse Towson, Debbie Lightbody, Tirsa Tavares, and the rest of the team. Wilfredo Lopez, Josh Jameson, Taylor Bennell, Adam Bermudez, Savannah Coneheavy, Abby Dempsey, Paul Westrick, Isabel Smith, Matt McInerney, Sarah Andrews, Anthony Scatalia, Joe Strong, countless interns. Thank you for your tireless work to make our city a better place. My final thank you is the most important one to my constituents and all to New Yorkers who make this the best job on earth and for whom I hope we have made a positive impact over the past 8 years. I vote aye on all with the exception of Soho, NoHo, and 250 Water Street rezonings.
Can you please repeat that again?
All of it? I vote aye on all with the exception of the Soho, NoHo, and 250 Water Street rezonings.
You heard it.
Councilmember Koo.
Peter. Peter Koo.
Majority Leader. 不往那说。Speaker, last 12 years ago, I took on a special trip.
Can you speak into the mic, Councilmember Koo? We want to hear every word.
12 years ago, I took a special trip, the city council trip. It was a long trip. I learned a lot of things. I met a lot of people. I learned how to compromise. I learned more about empathy. I learned more about compassion. I learned really a lot from my colleagues and from the speakers and from everyone here. The trip is ending today, officially. So I want to thank Speaker Johnson for his dedication and his leadership, and Jason Goldman. I bothered him a lot by text and by telephone. And all the central staff, they are working great. They give us a lot of help. And all the people on the podium here. Thank you very much. This is a fun trip. I learned a lot. I'm sure all of you agree that we met on this trip, and then it's not by coincidence. It's a mission from God that all of us gather together every month so many times and make decisions for the city to make the city a better place. So thank you very much. And I also want to thank my chief of staff, Elaine Chung. She's up there. She has been helping me. She has been helping me from day one. Even before day one, on my campaign, she was helping me. And she stick around and she sit to the last day. Yeah, thank you. So with that, God bless every one of you. Thank you. And I vote aye or no.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Koo. You are the real deal.
Councilmember Koslowitz.
The cause. Yeah!
You're gonna make me cry. It's not on.
Yes!
How do you turn it on?
Karen!
You're gonna make me cry. Well, I love you too. Well, 22 years in the city council.
All right.
With 8 years intermission. When I was deputy borough president. I see Ken Fisher here. He started a month before I started. I started in March, you started in February, with 35 members in the city council. It's really been a great trip. I'm looking forward to retiring. I don't know what it feels like to wake up without an alarm clock, and I'm going to find out right now. I just want to say, Corey, the last 4 years, I feel for you. I've been with 5 speakers, and you had it the toughest. You had everything happen in between. It really was unbelievable. You did an unbelievable job. I knew 4 years ago, when you were running for speaker, you were the one for me, that I absolutely was going to support you. And how right I was. I love you. You've done a magnificent job, and thank you. And
I love you.
love you very much. I love you.
And to Jason, thank you for being there, for taking my calls. And if you couldn't talk to me now, you spoke to me later, always the same day. So thank you so much for everything you did. You were a great team. I also want to thank the staff. I can't name everybody. I wouldn't even remember everybody, their names. But I want to say to Jim Karras, is he still here? To Jim Karras, who was my legal counsel in '91 and all the way through, and we had a lot of fun. And thank you, Jim. And to Lance, I just learned how to pronounce his last name. And thank you, Lance, very much. It was a pleasure. And also to my staff, who have been there for me. Ronnie Croce, who is my chief of staff, who I met at the council because she used to sit downstairs and you were allowed to smoke in her office. And I went into her office to smoke. And we became very, very good friends. And to my ex-employee, Amanda Menachini, who is now at the Borough President of Queens. Thank you, Amanda. And to Alex Anderson, who's been there for me. Thank you, Alex, for everything. So with that, I'm guaranteeing you I will never run again. I'm finished, so I love you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Oh, I vote aye.
Yay, Karen!
Council Member Lander.
Whew, the cause is a tough act to follow. It was better when Rory Lantzman was in between the cause and me. Sorry. Colleagues, whew, what extraordinary honor and privilege it has been to serve alongside you. You know, I'm thinking today of so many of the things we've done in this chamber and where I was sitting. The public advocate talked about the Community Safety Act and our work to ban discriminatory stop and frisk, and I was back in that back left corner on that powerful evening as it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and we worked to stand up for New Yorkers to have justice in their neighborhoods. I was on this side of the dais in the hearing that we had on the 60th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education, when we moved to pass the School Diversity Accountability Act. And then we brought that into our district, into District 15, Steve and Carlos, and integrated our middle schools thanks to what had happened in this chamber. We have stood up here for so many workers, for fast food workers, for deliveristas, for taxi drivers, for freelancers. The freelancer bill even passed with 51 votes, I think my only unanimous bill. Plastic bags, we probably forgot about plastic bags. That took 2 votes to get rid of plastic bags. And so many more. All of those things were the work of so many people, a few of whom are in this chamber, but the legislative aides and budget analysts and land use staff. What an extraordinary central staff team. Thank you, more than I can say. To my own council staff, 33 people, I won't name them all, that have served on our team over the last 12 years. How excited am I that my next council member is one of those people, the extraordinary Shahana Hanif, who is coming into this body with a strong majority of women and people of color and fierce fighters for this city. something kind of remarkable and peculiar happens in this chamber where all those things each of us are most proud of, often somebody else hated those things and fought hard against them. We scrap it out politically and ideologically, and yet something remarkable happens because we have this shared sense of duty together. And I was just looking up at this quote again and thinking about what it means to serve there with this quote from Lincoln, that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. These are perilous times for our democracy, and it has been an extraordinary honor and blessing to do my little best alongside all of you to make sure it does not perish, and I really am grateful to all of you for it. Thank you. I vote aye on all with the exception of 2476, on which I vote no. Thank you all so much.
Councilmember Levin.
Permission granted.
Thank you. My colleagues, I want to spend my time thanking people. I want to thank first our speaker, Corey Johnson, who for the last 4 years has really had the weight of the world on his shoulders and has navigated this body to the other side of extraordinarily perilous times, and has done so with great heart and great courage. Thank you, Corey. I want to thank our prior speakers, Melissa Mark Viverito and Christine Quinn. I want to thank all of my colleagues who are too numerous to name, but I love all of you, past and present. Thank you. I want to thank Jason Goldman, Ebony Meeks, Mike Crevette, Ramon Martinez, Latanya McKinney, Preston Niblock, Regina Pareto-Ryan, Doheny Sampora, Nathan Toth, James Reyes, Jeff Rodas, Dan Krupp, Julia Haramis, Namira Newshot, Aminta Kilawan, Andrea Vasquez, Tanya Cyrus, Crystal Pond, Natalie Omari, Nora Yaya, Jim Karras, Liz Fine, Nadir Joshua, Kathleen Ahn, Jason Otanyo, Chuck Davis, all our land use staff, Raju Mann, Brian Paul, Amy Levitan, Julie Lubin and all of her predecessors as land use counsel, Gail Benjamin, Jan Atwell, Jeff Baker, Matt Gawalb, Rob Newman, Laura Popa, Joanna Castro, William Martin, Jonathan Ettrick, Carl D'Alba, thank you, Carl, Rafael Perez, Israel Rosario, John Biondo, and all of our tireless and professional sergeants at arms who have kept this body running day in and day out every day. Bill Alatriste and his staff. I want to thank Mayor Bill de Blasio and his team, who I believe did many good and positive things for our city, particularly in the area that I have worked, general welfare. Just a couple more moments. Madam Majority Leader.
Of course.
Majority Leader. My wonderful staff over the years, Jonathan Boucher, Elizabeth Adams, Deidre Cheatham, Ben Solitaire, Nicole Hunt, Vivek Sri Kumar, Anna Sanchez, Ed Paulino, Julie Barrow, Glomani Bravo Lopez, Mateen Sarsi, Lisa Bloodgood, Matt Ojala, Casey Adams, Rachel Fuentes, Ben Peacock, Lania Flores, Ivan Acosta, Eris DeLone, Travis Commodore, Rami Metal, Ashley Thompson, and my longest serving staff member and one of my best friends in the world, Betty Lester, and of blessed memory, Hope Reichbach, Marion Wood Myers, and Kevin Peter Carroll. I want to thank my constituents for placing your trust in me for these past 12 years. And just one thing I want to say is that, and this is a message really to the incoming council members and any future council members, is this body works because of collegiality. It works because we have friendships that transcend political positions and ideologies. We have respect for one another. And that is the secret sauce of this body. That's why this body functions well. And there are other legislative bodies around the country that do not function that well. But that's what this body has. And it always has had it, and it always will. But I just want to exhort my successors in this body to please, please make sure that you place that collegiality and respect for one another as a very high priority, because that's what will make this body shine for many years to come. And with that, I vote aye on all with the exception of 2429, which I vote no. And thank you. I love you. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilmember Levin.
Councilmember Levine.
Madam Majority Leader, permission to explain my vote. Thank you so much.
Manhattan Borough President-elect.
Thank you. Thank you for your service to this body. Thank you, more importantly, for your friendship, Madam Majority Leader. And oh boy, my goodness, colleagues, I have just absolutely cherished these last 8 years with all of you. I am so grateful for what you have taught me, for the ways you've challenged me, that too, and most importantly for the many, many friendships that I will cherish here for the rest of my life. Thank you. Today we're passing what is actually my 45th bill, Intro 1326. I won't go into the details, but we're going to put warning labels on fast food menus for high sugar items. You should vote for it. I am so grateful to both of the speakers I've served under, Melissa Mark Viverito and Corey Johnson, who have made that legislative work possible. Thank you, Corey, for all the ways that you have supported me over the last 4 years and for your friendship. I am really honored to have chaired the Parks Committee and fought on behalf of our precious green space, on behalf of equity in the park system. Honored to have chaired the Health Committee, in particular during these very difficult 2 years of crisis, where I've stood up for science and equity and compassion. And through it all, I've tried to make the city work for people who are left behind, for people who are vulnerable and marginalized, whether it's helping undocumented immigrants get access to primary health care, whether it's helping protect kids from the dangers of e-cigarettes, whether it's helping protect tenants who are in the grips of an eviction proceeding. Right, Vanessa? Is Vanessa still here? She's somewhere. There she is. I am just so proud of the bill that Vanessa and I passed together, making this the first place in America to establish the right to counsel for tenants facing eviction in housing court. It has set off waves of change here in New York City and nationally. And it is just amazing that I can continue to work with Vanessa, with Antonio, with Donovan, even with former City Council member Vito Fasella in our new roles on behalf of our boroughs. I can't wait to partner with all of you. None of what I have done would be possible without the work of an amazing staff on the committees I've chaired here in the central staff. I just want to mention from Andesa's Parks Chair, Chris Sartori, Patrick Mulvihill, Chima Obuchair, as Chair of the Health Committee, Jose Emmanuel Hailu, Sarah Liss, Harbani Ahuja, M. Balkan, Lauren Hunt, and the extraordinary team that has been with me in my city council office, all of whom have been with me for almost my entire 8 years. My extraordinary chief of staff, Aya Keefe, my amazing legislative director, Amy Slattery, phenomenal district office director, Keisha Smith. Very quickly to wrap up, team members Winthrop Roosevelt, Manny Belliard, Eric Cuello, Maite Carino. I am incredibly blessed to come into work beside so many talented professionals every day. Thank you again, colleagues. And now for the last time, I get to say that I will be voting aye on all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, our Manhattan Borough President. I like the way that sounds.
Councilmember Levin to clarify his vote.
On my vote, I'll be voting no on 2176, but I will take this opportunity to thank a couple more people. I want to thank Kelly Taylor, Louis Cholton Brown, Ed Atkin, Malak Nasruddin, 2476. Thank you, sorry. 2476, Malak Nasruddin, and Elliot Lynn. That's all, thanks.
Councilmember Lewis. Councilmember Mizell.
Yes, Alan!
Councilmember Mizell votes yes. Councilmember Menchaca.
Majority Leader, permission to explain my vote.
Permission granted.
I wish I could be there to give you a hug right now.
I was just going to say it, but I didn't know if it was appropriate.
Well, you can hug. We can hug. When I started this, everyone, I'm really full of so much emotion thinking about these last 8 years. And as a creature of government, I've been in government for over 16 years, serving with Borough President Marty Markowitz, and then Speaker Christine Quinn, and then getting the idea to run against an incumbent in her membership. I launched a campaign, and this incredible district sent me with hearts ablazing to become the first Mexican-American elected in the history of the council and the first openly gay legislator, council member from Brooklyn. Super excited that now we are going to have 2 openly gay legislators, council members from Brooklyn, Chi and Crystal. Super excited about that. But the legacy that I want to connect to right now is the legacy of incredible friendship around our immigrant community. Yes, I was the Immigration Committee chair. Yes, I was incredibly passionate, but there's no way that you can get anything done in this council without incredible partnership. And whether it was in the BNT or in delegation, all of you understood the power and the presence of our immigrant community. And so all the workers that we have been fighting for, from our construction workers, day laborers, salon workers, deliveristas, the taxi medallion owners, all of these people have made the city incredible, and we have stood together on that. I can't wait to continue to do this work with you and whatever the future brings, but I just wanted to note that this takes solidarity. This kind of work is not easy, especially for people who don't have the power to vote us in and are often invisible in our communities. But I am committed to continue to make that work happen. And for the council members that are coming in, we must continue to lift those voices, whether it's in participatory budgeting, to ensure that they can connect to the power that they have in themselves to shape the future of this democracy in our city and across the country. I will be voting no on land use items 918 and 919. And I'm going to leave you with this quote because I think it connects to the feeling that I have that we are not done here in this work that we are doing here. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter and do the rest. We may never see the end results, but that is the difference between the master builder and the worker. We are workers, not master builders, ministers, not messiahs. We are prophets of a future that is not our own. Thank you so much. That was a prayer to Oscar Romero, a Jesuit who died in El Salvador, and to that, buenas noches. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Menchaca, and thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
Councilmember Miller.
Danik.
Permission to explain my vote, Madam Majority Leader.
Permission granted.
I just want to begin by saying what an incredible honor and privilege it is to be one of 51 in a city of 8.5 million. It's been an incredible journey over the past 8 years. There's been a lot of talk about the collaboration and the friendship that it takes to really make this happen. We say each and every day that public policy happens by virtue of public discourse. I walk through my district every day, whether in the, many of my colleagues here, and we know that you're stopped by constituents in the supermarket, in the synagogue, church, and mosque, and you're hearing stories, and you're hearing conversations. That is the conversation, that is the dialogue that shapes the work that we do here each and every day. We bring those voices with us and represent those marginalized folks each and every day, whether it's in budget, whether it is in public policy. That is the work that we have done collectively. In that, being the lone Muslim member of the New York City Council, we've done incredible things on behalf of that, of the Muslim community in Umma. I did not vote
for the opportunity for Muslim children to not have to choose between their education and their faith, nor the halal mills and all the things that have occurred. It was the 51 members of this council that collectively thought that it was prudent to do that, and I thank you. To the members of the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus, thank you for the incredible work that you have done over the years, representing nearly 5 million New Yorkers. Speaker Johnson, for your courage and your leadership, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's been quiet, it's been consistent. And to your team, Jason and Ebony and the rest of the team, and you know we can be a bit much to handle. Thank you so very much for that. Karen, thank you for your leadership at the Queen's delegation. For me, just give me a moment to talk about, as the chair of the Civil Service and Labor Committee over the past 8 years, the task that I've been challenged with, the reason why I was here to represent workers here in the city of New York, not just the over 450,000 municipal workers, but all workers. And I think that we changed the trajectory around dignity and respect, compensation, pay equity, and all the things. But there's still some meat left on the bone, guys. And let's make sure that we continue to represent workers. And before I end, I just want to thank my staff, past and present, but I must begin with the great Joe Goldblum, Senior Advisor, Chief of Staff Ali Rasulinajad, Ms. Margaret Denson, Elizabeth Sawamni, Julissa Quigley, Ari Ennis, Casey Gordon, and Mr. John Ronnie. And of course, from the BLAC, Brandon Clark. Thank you, sir.
Yeah!
So, today we will be voting on legislation that would rename the park after Archie Spigner. Archie Spigner, that served for nearly 3 decades in this fine institution here, poured so much into St. Albans Park, and it is just an honor and a privilege to memorialize him in a park in which he was a steward of and did so much for. So I ask that my colleagues join me in voting for this legislation. With that, I thank you all. It's been one heck of a ride, and I vote aye on all.
Thank you for your service, Councilmember Miller.
Councilmember Moya.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. If I can explain my vote.
Permission granted.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Speaker Corey Johnson, Jason Goldman, Ebony Meeks, Anthony Perez, the central staff for the incredible work that they've done over the last 4 years. But in particular, I want to thank the land use team. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve with you. But I want to give a special shout out to Amy Leviton for her incredible work and dedication to the City Council, the City of New York, and especially to me, someone who came in here with very little knowledge of what to do in land use, and she really took the time to educate me and make sure that we can do some really great things here for the City of New York, and I'm just incredibly grateful for all of the hard work that you have done to make this such a success. We thank you for your service, Amy, and we love you very much. And with that, I just want to wish all of my colleagues and their families a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that all of you stay happy and healthy. Thank you so much, and I will be voting aye on all.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Moya.
Councilmember Perkins. Councilmember Powers.
Permission granted.
Thank you. I will be so brief because that's my parting gift to so many of you. But I just want to say, you know, this is the honor of a lifetime to work in this chamber and to have come in here and met so many friends who have been here already, who are now departing, and the work that you guys have done and the leadership you have shown over the last 4 years, which have been extremely difficult. will be something that all of us will carry on into the next term, and your legacies will be here forever, and I hope you know that. So with that, I vote aye on all, and I thank you and I wish you all the best, and of course, we'll do my individual goodbyes as well, but thank you guys for such a wonderful 4 years here in the City Council. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Powers.
Councilmember Reynoso. Councilmember Rivera.
Permission granted.
I just want to tell everyone how proud I am to be a member of this body and for everything that we've all accomplished together. It is incredibly humbling to be standing in this chamber. This is an incredible honor. I mean, I'm just a kid that would wait for sneakers online on Delancey Street. So to be here means a lot. So I want to thank you all and say stay healthy, be nice, and as a coach of mine would say, go out there and have fun. Happy holidays, and I proudly vote aye on all.
Yeah, Carlina.
Councilmember Rose.
Yeah, Debbie.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
For the last time. Some things never change. I'm always nervous before I speak to my colleagues in this august body because you are all so special and you're so articulate and you're so great. And so I just want you to know that it has truly been an honor and a privilege for me to serve in this august body. As the first African American elected to any office in Staten Island. I am so honored to have served with so many firsts in this body. Margaret Chin, Carlos, and you have all served with distinction. You proved that we can do all and be successful. Today is really an emotional day for me because this is my last stated meeting that I'll attend as a member. I considered myself blessed to have the opportunity to learn from some of you, work with many of you, and yes, disagree with a few of you during the past 12 years. I feel that together we've been a force for positive change in New York City. We've accomplished much since I first took the oath of office. I had the honor to chair the Civil Rights Committee, Waterfront Committee, Senior Centers, and Youth. And in particular, I'm gratified by our efforts to end stop and frisk policing policy, expand workers' rights and maternity leave, protect low-income renters from discrimination, increase affordable housing, and restore summer employment programs for youth, and allocate a record-setting $1 billion for youth services in New York City. We face many challenges from recovering from Superstorm Sandy to responding to the killing of Eric Garner in my district to grappling with COVID-19. I want to thank Speaker Corey Johnson because I truly say this from my heart. I truly love you and that you get Staten Island and that you helped us deliver services to the underserved in my district. I want to thank Jason Goldman. I want to thank the phenomenal central staff that I wish I had time to name all of you. Previous speakers, Christine Quinn and Melissa Mark Viverito, who recognized some quality in me that I didn't recognize in myself. And I want to thank you for all the support. I want to thank Majority Leader Cumbo for your dynamic leadership. You have led us through this 4 years with just decorum and grace and intelligence. And I want my fellow city council members to know that I hold you all in high esteem for your service to our city and your commitment for a better government. But I really want to thank you for being friends and family. The 12 years that I've been here, you brought me through the loss of my parents. and all of my numerous health issues. And I just want to thank my staff who have been with me, most of them all 12 years. I want to thank you for working so hard on behalf of the constituents in my district who have formerly been really ignored. I want to thank my district and my LO staff, and I will always treasure the time that I've spent here with all of you in the chamber. I've made lasting friendships. You know, I would hate to start naming names because I would leave someone out and it would hurt. So I love you. You know who you are. You know who you are. And I just want to say for the last time, again, thank you, Corey, for helping Staten Island, my constituents, and for being a true friend. And I want to say for the last time, I vote aye on all, and all of the staff. You are all phenomenal. Thank you.
Yay, Debbie!
Councilmember Lewis.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. I want to do this quickly because I feel that all the outgoing members, this is your time. First, I want to vote aye on all, but second, I want to thank you, Speaker Johnson. You welcomed me with open arms when I came in here. It was a vicious time, but you took me in, so I want to say thank you. Thank you to Jason for your help and support, and thank you, Majority Leader Lori Cumbo, for bringing your Brooklyn Black Girl magic each and every day. We appreciate you. And to all the members that are leaving, while you may not be able to grace your presence in this place every day, I invite you all, our advisors, to the incoming class coming in, because we will need your support, we will need your advice and your partnership. Thank you all for all that you provided to the city of New York, because without you, we wouldn't be able to progressively move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Rosenthal.
Helen.
So this is just ridiculously hard. I can't believe I'm leaving. I think I just got started. Like, does that not seem like a minute ago, 8 years
Somebody's
ago?
looking for a third term.
That's right. But you know, I had never walked into the chambers before my first day, and it was a powerful, powerful moment. And I look around at all of my colleagues who I've grown to love so much, and from whom I've learned so much. I like to say that I've matured over the 8 years. I hope my constituents and you all feel the same way. And of course, I want to thank my constituents, my staff, the staff here, all of whom are phenomenal. And I know you're right, Debbie, you can't give a shout out to anyone, but I'm gonna. Councilmember Impri Samuels, I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but when COVID hit and the speaker had us all on the phone, right, once every couple of weeks, and we would report in, every damn time, Alika, you would talk about the growing number of people who had passed away from COVID in your district. And they were all people who you knew. You were just telling us the numbers of people you knew, family members from your church, from your community. And I learned to be humble at that moment. At that moment. I was really very humbling experience. And I will carry that for the rest of my life. You know, when you're from the upper left side, you don't necessarily know the rest of the city. But so many of you have given me a chance to visit your districts, get to know the people you serve. All of you do a damn good job serving your constituents. I've loved coming out to Staten Island. Lori, you have some great restaurants in your district.
Thank you.
So yeah, for the last time, I vote aye on all, and thank you all so very, very much.
Yay, Helen!
Councilmember Salamanca.
Aye and all.
Councilmember Traeger.
Permission granted.
To the Speaker, to our extraordinary Speaker, to our extraordinary Majority Leader,
Thank you.
to my extraordinary colleagues, both folks who are incoming, present, past, to our extraordinary staff, Jason Goldman, Ebony, everyone, the entire team. Thank you for welcoming a son of Ukrainian immigrants, son of public school educators. Thank you for welcoming an educator from Southern Brooklyn. Thank you for welcoming, I believe, the first Russian-speaking council member, but not the last because we have two coming in. I want to say that it has certainly been the honor of my life, and if people told me 4 years ago, well, the Education Committee doesn't have that much authority because we're a creature of the state. I was told that multiple times by several people. Yes, it's true. And if someone asked 4 years ago, would it be possible to deliver $700 million to every public school in New York City to get every school to 100% fair student funding? Would it be possible to deliver over $750 million in capital money to make our schools more accessible? Would it be possible to secure funding to add in total over 700 new full-time social workers in schools? So for the first time in history, every school will have a full-time social worker. Would it be possible to add over $6 million to ensure that every high school now will have a PSAL program? Would it be possible to hire several new Title IX coordinators? Would it be possible to achieve early childhood teacher pay parity? Would it be possible to get paid parental leave for educators?
Yes.
Some folks would think that you're crazy. But to my colleagues, we got it done.
Yes!
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for always championing our kids, for always centering our children. In this business, we get pulled in a million directions. But folks who work with me on B&T, I thank all of you for never forgetting what this is all about. To our educators, never forget.
You were on B&T?
I think folks know that. To our educators, know that folks in this council saved thousands of school positions last year when they were on the line. That's what this body did. That's what we're going to continue to do. And to my incoming colleagues, future colleagues, I'll close by saying this. Thank you for choosing an honorable profession. It's an honorable profession. Remember that our progress is not measured by how many tweets or Facebook likes we have. It is measured by the impact, the positive impact that our families reach in our districts across our city. That's how progress in power is measured. So with that, Majority Leader, I'm going to vote aye, including extending the leases to wonderful Coney Island amusements, the Wonder Wheel included as well. And this body passed a lot of landmark bills, but also passed a landmark resolution. Thank you for landmarking the Coney Island Boardwalk. With that, I vote aye. Thank you.
Councilmember Ulrich.
Yay, Ulrich! Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I'm even wearing the ringleader's jacket today. Mark, that was a great speech. You must have been practicing it for weeks in front of the bathroom mirror. That was terrific. You were great. You're a very tough act to follow, but you've been a great friend and colleague. So I'm a little disappointed. At first, maybe excuse to explain my vote. Maybe we could start the clock over too in the process. Anyway, so I'm a little disappointed because I was informed today that after 12 and a half years in the council that I still have to wait another 20 to start collecting my pension. I'm not old enough to collect my pension, so I'm a little disappointed about that. I was elected on February 24th, 2009, along with Jalissa Ferreras and Kenny Mitchell in a nonpartisan special election, a week and a half after my 24th birthday. I was only 24 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, to be honest with you. And then I remember quite clearly having a meeting across the street in 250 Broadway with Ed O'Malley, who's a great guy and a great friend, and from Queens. And I said, well, we have the PS budget and the OTPS budget. And I said, I'd like to order some new furniture for my district office. And he said, I don't think that you should do that. And I said, why? The money's in the budget. They told me I can use the OTPS to buy new furniture. And he looked at me and he said, well, we really don't know how long you're going to be here. So I'm still here. I got elected 4 times in that district. I told that story at Ed O'Malley's retirement party, and everybody laughed because he was retiring and I was still here. So I just want to say what an honor it's been to represent my community and my constituents here at City Hall. I feel like I'm a better person for it. And I want to thank Corey and Jason. By the way, they're a piece of cake. When I got here, I had to deal with Ramon and Christine Quinn. So, you know, Jason and Corey is like a walk in the park for me. And they, you know, they were tough, but they were very fair. Ramon sent me a beautiful text this morning. We became very close. And he really set the bar very high for how hard the central staff works. And he was a great friend and a great leader here. But the point is that I've enjoyed every minute of it. I always tried to bring levity to the meetings. I always tried to bring good humor to some of the hearings. Because sometimes we get bogged down in all the stress and the anxiety and the things going on back in the district, or, you know, a struggle that we're having with a colleague. But, you know, if you love what you do, you'll never have a bad day at work. And I've loved every minute of it, and I want to thank my constituents for sending me here. I want to thank all of you for your friendship, your partnership, your patience in many cases. And I wish you all the best. I don't know where I'm going yet. That's in God's hands and Eric Adams, but that's another story for another day. So we'll figure that out soon. But I'm going to vote in a minute, but I want to leave you with a blessing from the book of Numbers, from the Old Testament, okay? Because I thought it's very important that we recognize where we get our blessings from and our rights from. The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace. Amen. And with that, I vote aye on all, with the exception of 2317, 1775, 2411, 1208, 1320. I can't read Borelli's handwriting, so you have to help me out here. But I'll come up to you in a minute and tell you. He's going to do a great job, by the way. And I on all the others. But thank you. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy, healthy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. It's been real. Thank you. Thank you.
Council Member Vallone.
Madam Majority Leader, I do believe I have to make a motion for unanimous consent to vote on the previous land use items, if I may be able to do so now.
Seeing no objections, permission granted.
And for one last time, Madam Majority Leader, may I be excused to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
Boy, I've really enjoyed asking you that. You have been a true friend, a sister to not just me, but to all of us, and have led with grace and integrity, and to be proud of for all who sit in that seat after you. So thank you for that. For Corey and your team, you know, if the strength of a body is determined by its leader, then boy, we are the strongest of them all. Because you have withstood and been there for every one of us personally, professionally, with our families, through COVID, and have brought this city back to the greatness when we once started. So never forget that. And let me just reflect for a second. In 1974, I was 7, and my father stepped through those gates at City Hall, and he served until 9/11, right, until 2001, for almost 27 years, and for 48 years, there's been a Valone in City Council. And for all of you that know me, you are extended family, not only to me, but to our whole family. And I have served to bring honor to my father and all that he has done. And Corey, you reestablished that. I'll never forget that. And he is proud knowing that the body that he created the first speaker for has grown to become the beacon for all nations, not just here. And for me, stepping out into my last stated today and walking out those steps with so many of you, it was reflective time to know that that has passed. But I do know that I have children and family that will once again carry that beacon, and I know it'll be proud when we step through the steps again. It has really been something that I could not do alone. My chief of staff was not only mine, but my brother's, Peter F. Valone Jr.'s, and now he's going on to be a chief of staff once again is Jonathan Shutt. My deputy chief, Ahmed Nazar, Vito Totonico, has answered every phone call and to make sure everyone has been taken care of. Kevin Krapowski, who's also continuing on. Christine Caniglio, Katie Bain, JD Kim. I was only able to obtain for Northeast Queens because I had you, the best team. And when we started, boy, we weren't on the map, but we're on the map now. And that is something I will always be proud of. Our family says thank you. I say thank you. And to my fellow council members and your families and to everyone who's listening, may you have a joyous and happy holiday season, the merriest of Christmases, and a happy and blessed New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Valone. And how do you vote?
Oh yeah, that would be helpful. See, that's what happens when you follow Eric. It's like the nighttime show, you forget everything. So I vote no on 2317, no on 2020, and aye on all the rest. Thank you.
Councilmember Van Bramer.
Permission to explain my vote.
Permission granted.
Thank you very much. So I'm dialing in from Astoria, Queens, which Councilmember Valone would very much appreciate. I want to start by thanking the people of the 26th Council District who voted me in overwhelmingly 3 times, and it has been an amazing honor and privilege to represent the people of the 26th District for 12 years. They have always supported me, and we've always worked incredibly hard. I'm grateful to have been the chair of Cultural Affairs and Libraries for 12 years. And when we started, the budget of the Department of Cultural Affairs was $150 million. Today, it is over $250 million, and it should be even greater, and I'm sure the majority leader agrees. We've done great work for our libraries, great work on behalf of our communities, and I want to thank in particular my staff. I know we all think we've had the greatest chief of staff in the business, but I know I've had the greatest chief of staff in Matt Wallace, and the greatest deputy chief of staff in Deborah Tharrington, my amazing team, Aileen and Jack, and so many others who've served our office faithfully and served our district faithfully. I want to thank my husband, Dan. I'm very proud to have been one of the first openly gay council members in the borough of Queens. Dan has stood through me the entire way. And I want to thank my mother, who was a cashier at Key Food just down the road here on 30th Avenue in Astoria, and a meat wrapper. And the fact that her son would grow up to be a council member is a tribute to her and everything she worked for. So thank you to my mother, to my husband, to all the people who worked in our office, most especially Matt Wallace, to the people of the 26th District. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. With that, I vote aye on all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Van Bramer. It's been an honor to work with you.
Councilmember Vernikoff.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. I just want to say thank you to the members of this council for such an incredibly warm welcome and especially to Speaker Corey Johnson, thank you, and Jason Goldman, and everyone else here, Minority Leader Joe Borelli, thank you all so much. I wish all the outgoing council members the best of luck in all your future endeavors, and I look forward to making my district and the city a better place. And with that, y'all know I can't vote aye on all, right? I'll be voting no on intros 1208B, 1326B, 2020A, 2317A, 2411A, 2438A, and M358 with accompanying resolution 1878, and I on the rest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Yeager.
Kelman.
Madam President, may I be excused to explain my vote?
Yes, sir.
Answer. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I was really just going to vote and not do my little spiel. Sorry, Barry, but then Barry started quoting from a song, and I said, well, if we're going to start quoting from songs, I thought maybe, Mr. Frank Sinatra ought to be mentioned here. Let the record show I took the blows and I did it my way. I joined this council in the great class of 2017, and I say great class of 2017, and I'll get to that in a second. I frequently have spoken on this floor about the giants who came before us, and I really do mean that. I worked for a giant, in my eyes, Fernando Ferrer, who walked these halls, first elected in 1982, and I sit in the same office as each of my three predecessors who have held my seat. The first of whom was Noach Deir, also elected in 1982. Giants. Lou Fidler, my mentor, my hero, a giant. And as I was sitting in this room today, I saw Ken Fisher, who was in the council when I was a teenager working for a member of this council. Councilmember Koslowitz mentioned Ronnie Croce. I remember that office very well, and the smoke, and that Speaker Vallone did not like the smoke, but nobody got to tell Ronnie Croce what to do. And I also know the story about your hair and the members' lounge, and that's going to be a story for a different time. For the after party, we'll leave that for a different time. The class of 2017 was incredible. We came here together. Some of us knew each other. Some of us did not know each other. Madam President, I'm going to ask you for some time because that's going to beep, and I know how that works. We came here a week after Election Day. Councilmember Rivera, Councilman Powers, Ayala, Jonai, Diaz, Moya, Adams, Holden, Ampry, Samuel, Brannon, and myself. Great class of 11, or maybe not so great. Councilman Holden's election hadn't been called yet, so he wasn't invited. And it was just the 10 of us, and we really got to know each other. And, there were the lectures from Ramon, and Speaker Mark Viverito came by, but we really got to know each other. And the friendships that began that week, I think, have led us to 48 months later where we are today. I get into heated disputes here on this floor about what I think is right, because, when I think it's right, and I'm going to say so. Like Frank said, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. But that's not to say that I don't respect you, either the members here or the members at home watching, if they're still there. But more importantly than respecting you, I respect the nearly 200,000 people you represent who sent you here. The people get the government they deserve, and if they choose you and you get to be here, we all paid the same price for a seat on this flight. We all get a right to talk, and we all get an opportunity to hear each other and an obligation to stay and listen, and that's what I've done, even though my last name is Y. I have to stay till the end. I do want to hear you all. And so, with that, I will cast my votes today. And yes, I too have a long list, not to be outdone, maintaining the record of the last 48 months with the highest number of no votes of any member of the council. I vote no on Intro 1208, as it is an unconstitutional compelled speech and will be promptly struck down by the courts. I vote no on Intro 2020, Intro 2411, Intro 2096, Land Use 918 and 919 with resolutions 1889 and 1890, Land Use 924 and Resolution 1891, but I will note that I appreciate the work of the Land Use Division in trying to make that a better zoning text amendment, the fresh 2 zoning. Land Use 906, 907, Resolutions 1885 and 1886. I also will vote no on Introduction 1326, Introduction 2443, Introduction 2317. I am abstaining on Introduction 2477 very briefly. For the record, I just want to say it's not out of a concern of anything that is mentioned in that bill, the co-namings, but frankly, it was dropped on our desks relatively recently, 3 days ago, accompanied with a message of necessity. The message from the mayor, as is required, states, "I hereby certify to the necessity for the immediate passage." I don't think it's immediately necessary for us to pass a street naming bill, so I'm going to abstain on that. And I also just, and I vote aye on the remainder of the bills, Mr. Clerk. And no, there's a couple. I vote aye on everything else. And to the Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I know he's here somewhere, I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your leadership of this body. And we don't always agree, but I appreciate the respect that you've given opposing views. Myself and anybody else who's opposed your views, it was never a shouting match. It was a respectful conversation. You gave us a chance to make our point, and here we are on the floor doing it. And I'm very grateful, of course, to Jason and to all the members of the council staff who have done incredible work in trying times, especially for the last 2 years. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Minority Leader Borelli.
Madam Speaker, I'd like 20 minutes on the clock, please.
Oh, Joe. We did it, Joe.
We did it. It's almost over.
You get it?
No, I didn't get it. Oh. I just want to say a final farewell to the members who aren't returning. Our colleague Steve Levin sent me a text a couple of days ago because he knows I like history, and it was a cartoon of the city council from 1938. It was poking fun at us, some of you got it, and it highlighted all the little quirks of each of the members. And the thing I took away from that was that no one actually remembered anyone's name from 1938. And unfortunately, that fate will probably be the same for all of us at some point in the future. So while we think we are somewhat famous big fishes in our little pond at times, we got to remember that when we leave here, it is about what you've done for the people of the city of New York, what you've done for your constituents that actually matters, because again, nobody's going to remember us in 100 years either. So with that really happy thought, I vote aye on all except intros 2317, 2411, 1208, 2020, 1326, 2438, and M358, along with accompanying resolution 1878. Have a good holiday, a good New Year, everyone.
Yay, Borelli.
Majority Leader Cumbo.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Madam Majority Leader, may I call Councilmember Yeager?
Please.
To clarify his vote? Thank you.
Yes, you may vote.
Thank you, Madam President.
But the
I
other
vote
2
no
minutes.
on 1870, and I yield the remainder of those extra 2 minutes back. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here with all of you on this last day. I was so excited, and for many of you who know me, I've been counting down the days. But now that we're actually here, I'm pretty sad. I want to first start off by thanking Speaker Corey Johnson for appointing me as the Majority Leader of the New York City Council recognizing that he was going to have a very passionate, opinionated, never to be silenced majority leader, and I appreciate and thank him for giving me that space. So often when people select people, they kind of want people that are going to go along with whatever it is that they're doing. And Speaker Johnson gave me the freedom and the space to be me and to be unapologetically me. And I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for that. And I really thank you for allowing so many of the things that I was able to accomplish to happen, from the Bedford Union Armory to the saving of Weeksville, to all the work that we did with the arts and cultural institutions. It's really been an incredible road, and I thank you so much. I want to thank Jason Goldman for always taking my calls as well. It seems like he didn't get back to me as quickly as he did to some of you, but he always delivered and was always so kind, and I know that this is going to be a friendship that's going to last. And I want to thank Lance here. He has been my incredible legal counsel, making me look good, checking to make sure everything's going fine. When folks like Yeager and Joe and I want to do amendments and I get all nervous, he makes sure that it happens appropriately and by the law and to the letter. So I thank you so much for your leadership and for always working alongside of me to make me feel confident in being the majority leader. I want to thank my son. I just want to read you something very quickly. Everybody knows Prince, and if you didn't know him by now, you've gotten a Christmas card from him, so you've seen him. It says from his school, Prince's vocabulary and critical thinking skills are amazing. He loves story time and is particularly focused during group writing activities, recognizing letter-sound relationships and sight words. He works independently during seat work and asks for help when needed. He is also helpful with peers if they need assistance. He has a kind and loving heart. So I just wanted to read that to you because many of you know my journey. When I first found out I was going to have a baby, I had no idea if I could be a full-time mom and a full-time majority leader. And when I got that in the mail in terms of his report card, it answered my prayers that I could in fact do it. So I want to just shout out all the moms out there who wonder if they can make it happen, if they can do it all. It's hard, it's a tough road, but you absolutely can do it. I want to thank my parents who continue to hold me down, that take those 3 o'clock in the morning calls when I don't know if I've done the right thing, if I voted the right way, who always give me that encouragement. I want to thank my grandparents who are not living, Raymond Cumbo and Emma Cumbo. I want to thank my maternal grandparents. I want to thank Fannie Mae Booker and William Booker. And I just want to note that William Booker was the first African American to ever attend the Democratic National Convention recognizing Michigan in the 1940s. I also want to thank my partner Bobby for all of his work in helping me get through this. I want to celebrate my staff members, Jasmine Coelho, Tasha Young, Gigi Davis Elliott. They are, I guess, all three my chief of staffs. I want to thank Tahira Maynard, Arna Lipkin, and many others. I also want to thank the Women's Caucus. The Women's Caucus are the baddest, most fiercest, most hardworking women you ever will meet. And this body has kicked down the doors for 31 women to now enter this body. This is so incredible. But what I want to say is, for me as an African American woman, I show up and do the best I can every day because I want to chart a new path. We have spoken so much about what women's leadership is going to do. We have to make sure that the 31 are successful, that we work together, and we show this city, this state, this nation, and this world what is possible through women's leadership. This is an important time, and we have to show them what we've got. And then I'll just run through very quickly. I just want to run through. These are only the people that I call 2 or 3 times a day every week. You know who you are. So Ebony Meeks, thank you for holding me down always. I want to thank, and land use, Raju Mann and Brian Paul, I call them all the time. Finance, LaTanya McKinney, where's Nathan, Rebecca. I also want to thank Regina, Chuck Davis. Nobody really likes to get a call from Chuck Davis because we know it's about some sort of compliance, but he does it and he does it well. I want to thank Bill Alatriste for always capturing my best side, and Geraldo and the whole media team for all their work. I want to thank Carl D'Alba and Rafael Perez and all of the Sergeant-at-Arms for their incredible work. I want to thank, this is a different one, I want to thank Paul Ochoa from the mayor's side because I call him at least 3 times a day, every day. He has been phenomenal. And I want to thank my BFFs, Jeff Rodas and David Greenfield, who I also call so often. And I just want to thank this entire body. And I just want to close with saying, when we look around this room, we see all of the diversity that is here today. It's beautiful, but it's challenging. And we should always be in a place where we welcome the challenge because it gives us different perspectives, different ideas. I want to say to the new members, never be afraid to be your full and complete self. Bring your whole self to the council, because to dim your light or to silence yourself or to oppress yourself is not giving the body the full measure of the life experiences that you bring to this body. I thank you so much for allowing me to be the first African-American woman elected, or appointed rather, as majority leader, and I hope I pave the way for many more to sit in this seat. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. This is the best council, the greatest ride, and meeting all of you was phenomenal. I love you, Corey Johnson. Thank you for all your phenomenal work, and we are gonna continue to raise up New Yorkers all across this city. Thank you again. And I vote aye.
Speaker Corey Johnson.
Can I just have just a couple of moments of silence? I just want to say one thing. Just one quick thing. Barry. Just one quick thing. You know, when I was 16 years old in a small town in Massachusetts, I was extremely suicidal. I didn't think there were any other gay people in the world besides me. And when I came out to my mom, who I speak to twice a day, every day, my entire life, she immediately told me she loved me and that everything was going to be okay. And then I came out at school, and I was the only openly gay student out of 1,300 kids in my school, and I had just been captain of the football team. I showed up in New York City, this city, my home. I'll live here the rest of my life, with 2 duffel bags on May 1st, 2001. I knew one person. I was 19 years old. And 2 years later, I found out that I was HIV positive. And I lost my health insurance 1 week later. I was paying $400 a month to live in someone's kitchen at 21st Street and 8th Avenue in Chelsea. I had to push the refrigerator over at night to pull out the futon and then push it back during the day when I left. $400 a month I was paying to live there. There were months that I couldn't buy my HIV medicine in my first year that I found that I was HIV positive because I lost my job. And when I decided to run for the city council, everyone told me not to run. Danny Drum didn't, but everyone told me not to run. My mom worked 3 jobs when I was growing up. She was my lunch lady at school. She was my dental hygienist after school. And she cleaned houses every Saturday that I could remember in large, big, beautiful homes. And we lived in one of the 12 units of public housing in the town that I grew up in. I never thought this was possible. I never thought it was possible to be a successful gay person. I never thought I'd be able to come out. I never thought I could make it in New York City. I didn't think any of that was possible. And so if you are a small black girl in New York City, look at Lori Cumbo and look at Debbie Rose and look at Selvina Brooks Powers and look at Vanessa Gibson and look at Adrienne Adams and look at Farrah Lewis and look at Alik Ampry Samuel. Dream big. If you are a new immigrant to this country, listen to the stories of Margaret Chin and Peter Koo and Ina Vernikoff. If you are a young gay person who is struggling with who you are, dream big. You are worth it, and you can do it.
That's
and
right.
I would not be here, and every one of us could say this, if it weren't for the hard work and sacrifices that my grandparents and parents made for me, and the people that came before me that paved the road, whether it was Mary Pinkett for you or Tom Duane for me, that made it possible. So I'm not feeling emotional. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling extremely grateful. I'm grateful that I've had this opportunity for 8 years. And I don't want to sound hokey or saccharine, but I've gotten to have relationships and friendships with people that represent every corner of the greatest city in the world. I never would have been to parts of this city if I was not a member of this New York City Council. The amount of work we've been able to do that people don't even know about, hear about, understand, whether it is libraries or parks or the person who's about to get evicted or the person who can't get the hospital bed. We do this work every single day, and we don't talk about it. We don't tweet about it.
That's
we
right.
just do it because we love people and we want to make the world a better place. Each and every one of us. No matter if we disagree with each other sometimes and we fight with each other like a dysfunctional family, we got in this because we want to change the city and change the world. And so when I was 16 and I wanted to take my life, and when I was 22 and I found out I was HIV positive, and when I was living in that kitchen next to the refrigerator for $400 a month, I couldn't see this path. I couldn't see being a member of the council or being a speaker of the council. And I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe everything happens for a reason. And so I want to say that my rock and goddess in my life is my mother, and everything I do is in her name, and everything I do is to honor her and how she made this life possible for me. And so she's watching right now. She texted me she's watching. So I want to tell her that I love you, and I'm grateful for you, and thank you for everything you've done for me. From when I came out at 16 years old and you told me you loved me unconditionally, to when you sat in these chambers 4 years ago when I was elected Speaker of the City Council, and every day in between. And I want to thank all of you, members of this body, friends of mine. We will be friends for life. I am proud of all of you. I feel good, really good, that so many of you are continuing in government, because I know your hearts and I know what you will do for the people of this city. This has been the greatest professional privilege of my life. I will never forget it. And I am going to Southeast Queens tonight to hop on a flight to South America, and I'm doing it with gratitude and with a smile. And so I want to thank you all with the COVID-19 pandemic, with everything we've gone through, the ups and the downs. I'm walking away a grateful, full-hearted, sober, happy man. I vote aye on all. Thank you very, very much.
Yay, Corey! Okay, we are going to continue with the meeting. Someone has a flight to catch. please don't leave. We have to do resolutions. Oh, this is nice. What is this? Okay, okay.
Madam Majority Leader?
Yes.
I would just like to correct the record. In my remarks, I misstated the last name of our Sergeant at Arms, Israel Martinez. I just want to thank Israel Martinez for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right, quiet in the chamber. Thank you so much. All items on today's general order calendar are adopted by a vote of 48 in the affirmative, 0 negative, and 0 abstentions, with the exception of LUs 918, 919, and all accompanying resolutions. Quiet in the chamber, which was adopted by a vote of 43 in the affirmative, 5 negative, and 0 abstentions. And Intro 1208-B, which was adopted by a vote of 41 in the affirmative, 7 negative, and 0 abstentions. And Intro 2020-A, which was adopted by a vote of 40 in the affirmative, 7 negative, and 1 abstentions. Intros 2317-A, which was adopted by a vote of 40 in the affirmative, 7 negative, and 1 abstentions. Pre-considered resolution 1870, which was adopted by a vote of 47 in the affirmative, 1 negative, and 0 abstentions. Intro 2411A, which was adopted by a vote of 43 in the affirmative, 5 negative, and 0 abstentions. Quiet in the chamber. Quiet in the chamber. I'm going to start calling out names. Manhattan Borough President. Intro 1326B, which was adopted by a vote of 43 in the affirmative, 5 negative, and 0 abstentions. Pre-considered M358 and Resolution 1878, which was adopted by a vote of 45 in the affirmative, 3 negative. Intro 2096A, which was adopted by a vote of 47 in the affirmative, 1 negative, 0 abstention. Intro 2443, which was adopted by a vote of 47 in the affirmative, 1 negative, 0 abstentions. The revised land use call-ups vote is 49 in the affirmative, 0 negative. And pre-considered Intro 2477, which was adopted by a vote of 47 in the affirmative, 0 negatives, and 1 abstention. Intro 2439A, which was adopted by a vote of 47 in the affirmative, 1 negative, and 0 abstention. Intro 2476, which was adopted by a vote of 45 in the affirmative, 3 negative, and 0 abstentions. Intro 2438A, which was adopted by a vote of 46 in the affirmative, 2 negative, and 0 abstentions. LU 906 plus 907 plus accompanying resolutions, which was adopted by a vote of 45 in the affirmative, 3 negative, and 0 abstentions. Introduction and reading of bills.
All bills are referred to committees as indicated on today's agenda.
Thank you. We will now move into the discussion of resolutions. We have at this time 2 members that wish to speak on resolutions. Councilmember Eugene, do you still wish to speak at this time?
Thank you, Matthew.
Councilmember Menchaca, do you wish to speak at this time?
I just want to say that good cause is really important that we pass in the state, and the fact that this council is voting today a resolution with the help of the incredible folks over at Citizen Action of New York, we're going to send a strong message to Hochul and the entire legislative body. It's a really proud moment to be supporting this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Menchaca. Quiet in the chamber. I'm about to begin to read each resolution. Thank you. We will now have a voice vote on each of today's resolutions. If you would like to vote no or abstain from any of today's resolutions, please approach the dais, announce your voice vote at the appropriate time, or email LD as in David U at council.nyc.gov. I'll now read them onto the record. Resolution 204 declares May 4th New York City Teachers, Educational Administrators, and Education Support Staff Recognition Day. In order to recognize and highlight the important work they do to keep our city schools running and to educate our children and provide a suitable environment for learning. Will all those in favor please say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Aye.
Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 204 calls upon the New York City Department of Education. Resolution 205 calls upon the New York City Department of Education as well as the New York State and federal governments to include instruction in peaceful conflict resolution as part of the required curriculum in all schools. Will all those in favor say aye? Aye. All opposed say
Aye.
nay. I apologize. All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 206 calls upon the State of New York to include in its curriculum requirements, swimming lessons, and water safety education to all students in public schools from kindergarten through 12th grade where appropriate, and swimming-related instruction such as water safety and dry land strokes to all students in public schools from kindergarten through 12th grade when their school does not have a pool in the building or is not within 10 miles of a pool where appropriate. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 207 calls upon the New York City Department of Education to add the history of Haiti, including the Haitian Revolution and the abolition of slavery, to the public schools' Black History Month curriculum. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 208 calls on the New York City Department of Education to acknowledge the participation of Haitian soldiers in the siege of Savannah and the impact of the Haitian Resolution on the Louisiana Purchase by adding the events to the public school social studies curriculum. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 561 calls upon the New York City Department of Education to provide human trafficking prevention training in public school administrators, teachers, and staff. Will all those in favor say aye? Aye. All opposed say nay.
Aye.
Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 638, Resolution 638 calls on the New York State Department of Health to create standalone, self-contained isolation centers or units for treatment of patients with infectious disease due to epidemic, including highly contagious and airborne diseases. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 1201-A calls on Congress to pass and the President to sign H.R. 235, the Public Housing Emergency Response Act. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 1222 calls upon the United States Congress to pass and the President to sign the Green New Deal for Public Housing Act. Will all those in favor say aye? All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 1782 calls on the state legislature to pass and the governor to sign A7284/76489, known as the Wandering Officers Act, to prohibit the appointment of a person as a police officer if such person has previously been fired as a police officer from any jurisdiction. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 1840A calls upon the New York State Legislature to pass and the governor to sign A5573/S3082 in relation to prohibiting eviction without good cause. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. And finally, preconsidered resolution 1872 declares December 8 as, pardon me if I confuse the pronunciation, Shri Guru Tech Bahadur Ji Day in the city of New York. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. We will now move into general discussion. Are there any members that wish to speak at this time? There are no members that wish to speak at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now call on Speaker Corey Johnson to close today's stated meeting.
I love you, Lori Cumbo. I love you all. This is the greatest city in the world. The stated meeting of December 15th, 2021, and the entire legislative session of the New York City Council from the year 2018 through the year 2021 is hereby finally adjourned.
Congratulations.